That big boy. Mm. Thinking I, I was looking at the wiki. I was actually reading a lot about him on the wiki, and they said that literally just go in there, um, with a dragon scimitar, pray missile, and he'll go down. Oh, get out! No, it's not. Is it really? No, are you for real? For real? For real? But monkey,
Not the monkey store.
not the monkey store. Okay. Yeah, you're tricky. Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. 8 months.
Hello, hello. Am I coming through now? All right, awesome. Yep, yeah. Everything needs to be reset since I did the new build. I forgot the mic, so thank you for that. But yeah, hello again. Welcome to the Beaker Show. We're gonna go ahead and get things started tonight. We're kicking off with our first official full session. 2 weeks ago, we did session 0, which was character building, and we did a little backstory intro. Took on the first quest, kind of got everybody acquainted with the town of Fendalen that they're hanging out in. Got things rolling there, and then last week we actually got the chance to do a solo session with Call Me Back Up and his character Raggar, who kind of got taken into a dream state, dream world. Got to do a little fancy extra backstory there. I highly recommend going and watching that because that's going to be canon to our storyline. But we'll get a little brief run through from Raggar, what he wants to share, and you guys can kind of pick up details, and you'll be all right for this session. You can watch it later, not a big deal. But that's pretty much what we're going to pick up. So give me just a second. We'll bring everybody else in, and we'll kind of get things rolling. All right, can y'all hear me now?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. Well, I am good to go when you guys are.
Right, give me a sec. I gotta pull it. Do I need to have Tailspire up?
You don't have to. I can move your character for you unless you want to get in and move.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just play through you.
Cool.
It's just easier that way.
Chris on his brand new computer.
Yeah, buddy.
Your beastie boy.
Alright, I got my sheet up. I'm good to go.
So, if we aren't using Tailspire, then are we watching to move or whatever? Ah, okay.
Oh, cool. So we're gonna want you through here. All right. Hey, you got that new new prop? Now you can do 2 streams.
Yeah, if you watch it through Discord, there shouldn't be any delay or anything like that. So
that is.
Cool.
I guess I was still unaware. Are we supposed to be buying Tailspire or no?
You can if you want to, but you do not have to. You can just watch the stream through Discord and tell me where you'd like to move, and I will move your piece.
But did you ever find out, Chris, if you can use allow move? If there's a way to do that?
I haven't had the time to look into it yet.
I was just curious.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Like I said, I just haven't taken the time to figure that out. But
Gotcha.
Because I've had back-to-back weeks of trying to get stuff ready for you guys. I haven't had a whole lot of time to just mess around. So
How dare you?
I know, right? All right, so picking up the story. So basically, just to kind of catch everybody up that might have missed part of session 0, our adventurers were in the town of Fendalen, which is part of the Sword Coast area. They had made their way through a series of their backstories, which we'll touch on eventually. Made their way to being a party of adventurers, and had made their way from the south, heading north, and passed through Fendalen, which is kind of a blue-collar territory. It's a city that was once a much larger city that was overrun by orcs and had been abandoned for a while. It's in the process of being rebuilt, and so that's kind of where things are now. Everybody in the town hasn't really lived here for a while necessarily. They're all newcomers, people from all across the world. So that's kind of where our adventurers have come in. In the process of acquainting themselves with the town, checking out the town, they found a job board where they were able to take contracts or things like that. There was a job available for them when they first viewed it. And this job was to go out and find the town potion maker, basically, or apothecary, and warn her of the presence of a dragon in the area and try and get her to come back to town. Our adventurers were in the process of trying to buy health pots anyways, so the names correlated, so they headed out to the windmill to talk to Adabra, who is the potion lady, basically. At which point, upon arriving at the windmill that she lives in, they noticed it was being attacked by a manticore. They attempted to talk to it to see if they could reason with it. Unfortunately, there were too many distractions, so that didn't really happen, and they ended up fighting the manticore. They were able to defeat it. They didn't suffer any losses. They got very close. And upon the end of that battle, they took some parts from the manticore. They kind of did what they could with the body. It was getting late at this point, so Dabra had invited them in, and our adventurers basically, upon talking with her, she also rewarded them with a potion for saving them, for saving her, excuse me. And then our adventurers agreed to stay the night, and they hunkered down for the night. At that point is where our solo session came into play. Russ was transported into a dream world by another entity. Appreciate the follow. Haas, again. I ain't clicking on that. Anyways, this entity transported Russ to basically a dreamlike world where he was reliving her memories. Again, there is a session still up. We'll transfer that to YouTube soon, hopefully. That kind of goes into detail on that. However, given that some of our players may not have seen that, I will kind of role play this and let Russ or Raggar, explain kind of what he wanted to. But essentially, he woke up in a cold sweat at the end, found that some of the items that had been obtained by this entity in the dream were now in his bag. So he had procured 4 rings, is what he knows them, and they are slightly warm to the touch. And that's pretty much where we were. So at this point, I'll go ahead and let the players take over. So right now, it is early morning. You are still at the windmill at Adabra's house. The only one of you that is awake currently is Ragar, having just woken up from his dream from our previous session.
Well, that was a terrible night's sleep. I look around. What do I see around me, like in the room? I guess, what does it look like?
It's basically just a large guest bedroom that's kind of been converted. All of the tables, chairs, things like that have been pushed up against the wall so that all of you, the 4 of you that are there, were able to roll out your bedrolls. I don't know what positions you took. You can choose if you'd like, but essentially it's just the 4 of you in your bedrolls in this one room that the door is currently shut.
Okay. Well, I guess I can't let everybody relax and sleep. I'm gonna walk over and lightly wake up Aureus and Yankee. I guess is what I forget. Aureus. What's your character's name?
Same thing.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Aureus.
Yeah.
And Aiden.
Aiden. There you go.
Just for reference, was this a long rest or?
Yes, it was a long rest. You spent the night.
So I guess I walk over to Ori and kind of tap him awake, like, "Hey, wake up!"
Hey. Good morning.
Hey, I have
What's
something.
going on?
I have something to tell you guys. It seems kind of important. If we want to get up Aiden over there.
Go wake up Aiden.
Also, at this point, you do notice that your 4th party member, the female spellcaster that was with you, is currently missing. You're not sure where she went, but her bedroll has been packed up, and she apparently left sometime during the night.
So, Aiden, what you doing over there, bud? I guess I'm gonna walk over and kind of like nudge him, my finger. I say nudge, poke him a little bit with my finger, shoulder, not face.
I poke you with my face.
Alright, I'm up.
So I have something kind of important to tell you guys. I last night I had a dream, but it was more like a vision. It felt like I was actually there, like it was real, but I was like a ghost, and like it was like I was reliving someone's experience. In this dream, I was in a dungeon, and the dungeon was booby trapped. It had chests everywhere, skeletons or not skeletons, big rats, uh, mimics, all kinds of creatures inside there, and I found all kinds of like different loot that was part of a set. And as I made my way through, I encountered a uh, ghost that I followed uh, that was beckoning me down towards a certain path in the dungeon. As I followed it down, I ran into a small. I guess that was a drake, right, Chris?
It was considered a wormling.
Wormling. So like I found like a small wormling or dragon, uh, but it didn't like treat me like I was real. It treated me like I was like a specter. Um, as I followed that ghost past the wormling, I found like a locked coffin type like magical chest. It was sealed with chains like wrapped around it. I don't know if it was magical or not, but it was had chains wrapped around it that I was able to break. And upon that freeing, a person that uh, explained that the experiences I was going through were their experiences, and everything I had done up until that point was something they had done. And then they sort of, I guess, touched me or sort of just like let me relive the rest of the story after that point. To which I walked into the room as them, sort of in like a third person view, and saw that Cryovane, the dragon that's been terrorizing this area, was speaking with, I guess, its father, who is the current ruler of the white dragons in this area. And Cryovane, talking to his father, is trying to prove himself as worthy as the dragon, by having dominion over, rule over, terror over land. So he's trying to claim his throne, so to speak, to replace his father. Whenever that happens, but he has to prove himself first, which is why he's terrorizing the area that we're in. But Cryovane is not, while he's a threat, he's not the biggest threat. The biggest threat is his father, who I saw. Now, I witnessed this as the person who I was essentially possessing was trying to sneak up on Cryovane's father and attack him, but was caught right before he did that, or I guess she was caught right before she did that, and entombed in this like magical like chest or like coffin, so to speak. And she then reached out with her magic to the nearest like magical being that she could detect, which just so happened to be me, and that's why I had that. Now I woke up with well, something else in my bag. I actually haven't really looked at it, but there's something in my bag, and I could tell just by the weight and the warmth of it. I don't know if we want to look at that. If you guys have any questions, I can kind of answer them the best I can.
Let me get this straight. You can go ahead, but
I guess the main question is, what do we want to do about this cryo vein or his son? Do we want to just let them have free reign?
I think we need to get stronger before we go anywhere near them. I don't think
Okay.
we're near strong enough to deal with them. We need to seek sort of weapons to take them down. We will just get obliterated by them if we face them right now.
Yeah, considering we didn't do so well against this manticore, it'd be safe to assume we would easily get annihilated against a dragon of any kind.
Yeah, basically. Now, I was given these items. I guess I'm going to reach into my backpack, Chris.
Yep.
And pull out the items you put in there, which are...
Yep, so upon reaching into your backpack, obviously it's your backpack, you know what's in there. You can tell that one of the pockets is bulging, like it has something new inside of it. So as you reach in, you kind of fumble around for a second because there's some other things in there, but you do find that 4 new items have been added to your backpack, and they are all identical rings. So they're like an iron band. It's a very nice ornate iron band with like a red gem on top. And they do give off a little bit of warmth as you hold them in your hand.
Does anybody have any kind of detect magic or any way to figure out what these are?
Right, not. Pretty sure the only person capable of that isn't here right now.
Would that be considered an Arcana check, Chris?
Yep.
Okay, I mean, I have a +1 to Arcana.
Yep, yeah, and you are considered a spellcaster given your background, so you are more than welcome to make that check if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to make that
I
check.
have a +6, so.
Yep, Connor could also look at it, so.
Alright, so...
I have a +2, but I have no spellcasting history. That would make sense.
Roll a 14.
You got a 14?
Yep.
Okay, that's good enough. So, upon, taking some time, you sit there for a few minutes and you really mull over these things and you kind of tapping into the little bit of arcane background that you have. You do finally, it kind of clicks in the back of your mind. You've seen these before. You've heard descriptions or you've seen them sold at some of the shops you've been through throughout other towns. These are rings of warmth. So essentially what this does is it gives you resistance to cold-based damage. So any cold damage is halved while wearing it. However, the item does need to be attuned to you over at least a short rest.
Okay, so like when you say attune, like we just basically have to wear them.
Yes, you have to wear it, and you can only attune 1 item per item spot. So basically, if you have this ring attuned to you, you can't have any other rings attuned to you.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, we don't have any other rings right now.
Yep.
So I'm going to go ahead and dish out hand Oris a ring and hand Yankee a ring, and then I'm going to put 1 ring on myself and put the spare one in my backpack.
Thank you.
Cool. So yeah, at any point in time when you guys want to take a short rest collectively, you could do it now if you wanted to. Like 15, 20 minutes, you could attune this ring to yourself and therefore get the ability that is on the ring.
So I actually have a question out of character.
Yep.
These rings, am I giving them to them or am I just letting them borrow them?
That is totally up to you. The intention was that there'd be 1 for everybody in the party.
Okay.
So.
That's why I'm asking. Okay, then I'm giving them to you guys. Just to be clear.
Ow.
However, I'm keeping the last 2.
So.
You know how you bite gold to see if it's real?
Sure.
Bite the ring.
Okay, so Orius,
Just because.
You go ahead and sink your teeth into this iron band, and your teeth stop, and you can taste iron. It's definitely magical as well. Pulling it back out, you realize that you didn't leave any teeth marks or anything of that nature on the ring itself.
It's good that these are real. Alright,
So
I'll go ahead and put it on.
I told you, Oris, that these are real. Okay? I
So-
just told you what to do.
I wanted to make sure.
Well, you might be hungry, you know? Yeah, I gotta practice.
So,
Of
so
course.
those of you using D&D Beyond, you should be able to add the item Ring of Warmth.
Okay.
If not, just manually create it.
Where would we add this?
It would be in your equipment or items, and you would do the little plus to add an item, and then you can search. And I think the search bar lets you type in Ring of Warmth. But did you guys want to go ahead and rest and attune them now, or are we going to keep moving on?
I would like to rest and attend them now.
Sure.
Why not?
Okay, so it's still early. You guys figure, hey, we're still waking up. Let's hang out. So one of you walks out and notices that Adabra is kind of hanging out in the kitchen. She greets you. She says there's coffee ready. So she brings you all in like a cup of coffee and sets it down while you guys are kind of relaxing. You're checking out your rings and getting attuned. We'll say about 15-20 minutes have passed, and you guys have each attuned your rings. So all three of you now have resistance to cold damage.
I'm gonna ask Adabra if she saw her companion leave.
I can't say that I did. I did hear some noise throughout the night. So it may have been her passing. I'm not sure, but no. My chambers are on the second floor, and I didn't want to bother you guys and come down here and interrupt you. So I just stayed up there all night, and I can tell you nobody came upstairs. That's for sure.
Well, that's good.
Wonder where she ran off to.
Well,
Yeah, I wonder what
I
was
certainly
more
hope she's all
important.
right.
Must have had something urgent come up to leave like that. I'm sure we'll hear from her soon. Adabra, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Do you know why that manticore was attacking you, or do I know what it is? Does my character even know what it is?
Yeah.
We know it's a manticore out of character.
Yep. Yeah, you guys were able to identify it, and somebody
Okay,
called it out.
okay.
So absolutely.
So why? Yeah. So I guess you tell me a little bit like about what happened. Like, do you know why that thing was attacking you?
Well, my best guess is it was probably just displaced. There's with that dragon that came into town, there's been quite a few creatures and ugly brutes that have been pushed out of their lands and their areas, and as far as I can assume, that was probably why he was here. I know that they're intelligent, but he didn't necessarily speak to me. I was in the middle of preparing dinner, so maybe he smelled my dinner and decided that he wanted some, but it was just a little
what were
too much
you-
for me.
What were you preparing?
Oh, I had a lovely chicken dinner.
I guess manticores like chicken.
This
Didn't know
one.
that.
Adabra, is your workshop around here? Or is that back in town?
No. Everything I do is here. It's upstairs. There's not much to it. It's just your general herbs, and I've got a couple grinding wheels and things of that nature. I make some potions and soluces. Is there something you're looking for, or something I can help you with?
Well, not necessarily. I would just like to go up and see your workshop.
You're welcome to head on up. Just mind, don't go in the door in the back. That it's the only door in the back, because that's my personal quarters, and I haven't put my clothes away, and it's quite a wreck. But you're welcome to have a look around, and if there's anything you need, just let me know. I'm sure I can help you out.
I'm gonna
go
turn.
upstairs.
I'm gonna turn to Aiden at this point and be like, "Oh, hey, I owe you this," and drop 10 coins in his hand. You thought I'd forget, didn't you?
I was actually about 5 seconds away from reminding you.
Well, what do you say we go up and check out this potion shop up here, see if we can find anything useful to maybe buy? I'm gonna turn to Adabra and ask, Adabra, are the items upstairs for sale, or is it just your workshop, or?
Well,
Is it your shop?
the herbs and items and such in my workshop, unfortunately, are not for sale. I'm currently tinkering with them. I'm trying them out. I've got a very limited supply right now, as a lot of them aren't in season, and I'm trying to come up with some new potions, some things that I can experiment with. Also, I make some teas occasionally. However, I do have some items that I have successfully created that you're welcome to buy if you'd like. I have 3 potions, just like the one that I gave you. I still have 3 of them available. If you'd like, just let me know, and we can certainly work out a deal on those.
Or how much are they? How much are you looking to sell those for each?
Well, generally, I sell them for about 50 gold a piece. If you wanted to buy all 3, I could do 120.
Okay. What about to maybe change it a little bit lower? Sweeten the deal, so to speak. Is there anything I can help you with around here? As far as trading labor for for pay and potions, so to speak.
No, make a persuasion roll.
Okay.
So while I'm up in the workshop, number 1, I'm gonna look for any
22.
smoking
15 plus
tobacco.
7.
Okay, go ahead, Aureus. Continue your sentence, and then I'll get back to the check.
I'm gonna look for any smoking tobacco, and I also have proficiency with alchemist supplies. So I'd like to try and make my own potions if available.
Okay, I will get back to you on that in just a second. So finishing Adabra's conversation, the 22 persuasion, she tells you, well, you helped me out so much the other day. I tell you what, I'll sell you all 3 for 100 gold. So that'll be 1 free if you purchase all of them right now.
All right, sounds like a deal to me. So I'm gonna pull out my pouch here. Let's see, 1, 2. I guess I'm gonna count out my gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then while I'm doing that, whoever else wants to go.
Yep. So I'll go ahead. So Aureus, as you go upstairs, you kind of notice that taking a look around, go ahead and make a investigation check for me. Okay, so checking around the workstations and just kind of what she has laid about, you don't find any tobacco or anything that you know of that would commonly be smoked or inhaled in any such way like that. It seems like that she is not really into that kind of atmosphere, or if so, she's keeping it somewhere else, totally not in this workshop, which is very open. Additionally, as far as creating, you notice that all of the material bins that are labeled with the general herbs and soluces that you would use to make potions that you know of are either empty or unusable because they're so old. You notice that a lot of the herbs she's using, it's just pestle and mortar and boiling water. There's not really an alchemist necessarily set up here, at least not to the level that you would generally use yourself to make the things that you use. You get the feeling that a lot of the herbs and things that are currently scattered about her workplaces are herbs and soluces and things that aren't normally used together. So you can definitely tell that she, like she said, she is experimenting, she's trying things, she's using things that components and ingredients that wouldn't usually be in any potions that you know of. So she's kind of tinkering. You get the sense that given the way that this is set up, it might be worthwhile to check in later to see if she's come up with anything new. But yeah, as far as you can tell right now, she's pretty much just an old lady that's tinkering in her upstairs.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead, walk back downstairs, and tell the group that there's really nothing up there.
Cool. All right, and then I take it you've counted your gold out. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to do in this time?
Nope.
Okay.
I go over and hand over my gold to her and say thanks for the deal.
Oh, not a problem. Not a problem.
Not a problem.
And she puts it in her apron on the front. She just kind of tosses the gold in there, and then you see her open up a cabinet door kind of above the like sink or stove area. Just casually. There's 4 potion bottles in there, 3 of which are full of a liquid, and the 4th is empty. She takes the 3 potion bottles and brings them over to you, and she says, "Here you go. These are, like I said, minor potions of healing, like the first one that you got. Yes, use them sparingly or not, however. But I appreciate the business, and if I have any more, I'll certainly send word to the town that I've made some more."
Oh, actually, just one last thing before we get off. Do you know of any merchants or anyone who would sell like a larger, like glass or metal vial, like something larger, and I like hold up one of the potions, like maybe like 5 times this size?
Oh goodness. No, I mean most of the bottles and flasks and canteens that I use, I buy from Barthen's. So if Barthen doesn't have it, then I suppose you could go to the coster and ask the trader to keep an eye out for you. She makes her way between towns and is kind of the go-between for other areas of the world, and she usually has a list of things that people are looking for, and she has a keen eye. So maybe you could stop by and talk to her. Her name is Lenine. Lenine Greywind. That's who you would look for, and that's at the Coster, the Lion Shield Coster. I'd put a word in with her. Maybe she could find something for you.
Alrighty, thank you very much for your help.
Oh, not a
you guys
problem.
have anything else you want to do, or are we on our way?
I'm just gonna talk to Adabra real quick.
Okay.
Hey, Adabra.
Yes.
I know you're experimenting up there with things.
Absolutely.
If anything goes right, I'd like to come back and maybe take a few lessons on potion making, just to learn what you have learned at a later date.
Oh, certainly. If I happen to create anything, I'll make sure that I stop into town, and I'll try and keep an eye out for you and let you know. Absolutely.
Is there actually anything, Adabra, any herbs that you're looking for specifically if we find them?
No, nothing at the moment, but I'll let you know if that changes.
Alrighty.
Before you guys leave, don't forget that the job posting was asking you to try and bring Adabra back to town so that she'd be safe from the dragon.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I know you guys might not remember that, so I
Yeah,
just wanted to
I-
make sure I reminded
I
you.
remember that. Well, in that case, Adabra, have you heard of the dragon that has been coming around the area, and you're at sort of a high point here? It seems dangerous. Have you had any thoughts of coming back down to town?
Oh, I certainly considered it, but I feel pretty safe here. I mean, even that manticore couldn't get in. I just couldn't get out. So I'll make sure that I'm stocked up. But I really, there's no place for me in that town. Not that they don't want me or aren't accepting, but I prefer my solitude. I like company when I want it, but I would prefer to stay here, I think.
Have you ever seen what happens to someone, what they look like when they're frozen solid?
Well, no. I can't say that I have. But I imagine it's a quick death, and that's fine with me.
Well, the looks on their faces of horror as they freeze in the spot they're standing will give you nightmares. I suggest you come down to the town. I guess that being what kind of check would that be?
Either...
Well, I think out of character, I think the way you said it would sound like intimidation.
Yeah, it would be either persuasion or intimidation, whichever you prefer.
Well, if you know I was going to do that, I should have been the one intimidating. I have proficiency in intimidation.
I think it's going to be persuasion because I didn't yell at her to come down.
Mm-hmm.
I just said that, hey, that's going to happen to you. I rolled a 19.
Okay,
nice.
she looks at you. She looks at the door. She looks back at you. Well, considering I'm the only one here, I don't think I'd be seeing anybody's frozen faces. So I think I'll be staying. I appreciate your concern, really I do. And if it's a matter of urgency, if I know Harbin has tried to send people out here before, I'm more than happy to give you a note to take to him that I'll sign it myself, letting him know I have no intentions of coming and staying in town. I might venture in, but this is my place, and I would rather not leave it.
Well, that's all well and good at Abra, but there was a, on the message board in town, there was a prize of 250 gold for bringing you back to town. Now, if we can't do that, we can't get our gold.
And everything we just did is pointless.
Quick second, before I have you make a roll, are you aware that the gold reward was 25? And are you purposely saying 250, or was that an accident?
That was an accident. I swear I thought you
Okay.
said 250
Yeah,
gold.
you could totally.
Well, I mean,
spend this and-
if you're saying it's 250 gold to try and use it in the conversation, you're more than welcome to, but the actual reward is 25.
Yeah, I'm gonna lie and say 250.
250.
I thought I heard you say 250 last session.
Oh, gotcha. Nope, my bad. 25. But yeah, you can go ahead and make a perception roll.
Persuasion?
Yes, persuasion, sorry. My bad. You know what I meant.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. I have a 0+, so this is just straight roll. 6.
Oh. Oh.
Oh no.
She looks at you.
Nuts again.
She looks at you, dead in the eye, and says, the last adventurers that came here with that same tale told me it was 25 gold. So, either you have a bad memory, or Harbin is getting desperate. But I also gave them a note, and I did speak with one of them later. They came back by to purchase some potions as well. And they said that they collected upon having a written note, so I can't see why he wouldn't accept that again. He knows my nature, and I can't assume that he thought you would succeed. He probably just wanted to make sure I was still alive by sending you to check on me with that premise.
Yeah, that was my bad. Terribly good at remembering things.
No worries, no worries. I'm extremely good at remembering things, so...
I think I'll try to.
I think it's funny.
God. I think I'll give Aiden an attempt to persuade. I just gotta figure out what to say first.
Okay.
I'm gonna step outside while this is going on, and just stand outside and wait because I have an idea.
Sure.
I think I'll take a step outside with you.
All right, so as the two of you walk away from Aiden, knowing that he looks very intent on saying something, you walk outside and you notice that it's a bright day. There's some clouds in the sky, but other than that, it's just a fairly nice morning.
All right. So I guess can I talk to him now, or are we going to Aiden?
I think I figure out what to say. So, taking a deep breath, Adaba. I
Yes.
understand that this is your home. This is your livelihood. You mean you have an entire workshop here that you use to create your potions to supply your living. You're right. The Manticore didn't break through, so I can understand that you feel that you're safe. But I believe a dragon is much different. I'm sure you can make the same assumption. I would rather not see a frozen corpse lying out in the streets if it came to it. So I understand if you wish to stay here, that is entirely your decision. And I respect you for it. But I've seen enough death in my time. rather not see any more. And I'll roll a persuasion on that.
Yep. Go ahead.
I have a proficiency on it as well.
Looking on the map, where are we exactly?
We're up the hill.
You're not on that map. You're south of it.
Okay.
You're just south of it.
21.
We're up on the hill away from the town, right?
Yeah, you can see the town. 21. She looks at you, Aiden, and she says, again, I really, really appreciate the concern. I do. And I promise you that I'll do my best to stay safe. I have my ways. I was just caught off guard by the manticore, but I promise you, you will not find me dead. And she kind of just gives you this sly wink as she pats your head and pushes you towards the door.
Push. You can push towards the door.
It's a 300-pound guy to the door.
And Adabra is an old grandma. She pushes your ass to the door.
That's scary. I wonder if that's the reason why. Well, I guess, are we all outside?
Aiden's on his way if he doesn't want to resist grandma.
Well, considering the way I said it, he's not going to resist.
Okay, then yes. The door is open. You see Aiden with Adabra's hand kind of on his shoulder, lightly pushing him from what you can see. And she kind of takes the handle after he's clear, and she says, "Send my regards to Town Master Harbin." And she pulls out a little slip of paper from her purse or her apron where she had put the gold. And she hands it to you, Aiden, as you're the closest. And she says, "That is a note that you can take to the town master, telling him I continued intent to stay here. It is signed by me. I certainly think that should suffice. For the time being, it lets him know that I'm still alive. Should you, anyone else in your party require my services again, please don't hesitate to stop by. But for the moment, I'm going to take a nap and then get back to my studies. So please be careful on your way back to Flandin. And I hope you have a great rest of your morning." And she begins to close the door.
Thanks, Adabra. As we wave and walk, I'm gonna tap both Oris and Yankee, and kind of motion, hand motion, come over here. We're gonna walk out of sight, essentially. I want them to follow me because I want to talk to them.
Okay, so at this point, Adabra's door is closed. You can hear some pots and pans. Sounds like maybe she's cleaning up the breakfast stuff as you guys are walking away. The sounds kind of dim out, but you go ahead and you pull the two of them to the side.
So Ori, and Aiden, I have an idea, and I want to know if you guys want to roll with it. Why don't we give her a little bit of a taste of a white dragon? And what I mean by that is let her understand what would happen to her if a white dragon was to freeze her door shut. Blast the front of her door, because that's the only way out as far as I'm aware, right?
As far as you're aware.
Okay. What we could do is I could freeze the door shut. I just don't know how to imitate the sound of a dragon. Since dragon attacks have been frequent around here, white dragon attacks, it wouldn't be unusual, right, for it to happen, and if we could mimic the sound. But I don't know how to do that.
I'm playing the character who can mimic sound. Character though, personally, I'm against this just because this would be a way to where I could learn how to make potions on my own, and I don't want to disrupt the small bit of trust that I have gotten from her so far.
Okay. What about you, Aiden?
I think it may be just a little bit too much. Well, it sounds like a good plan to start. If she truly says she is prepared as she says she is, who's to say that she doesn't have a plan for this? And If dragon attacks are so frequent, who's to say there may be some unintended consequences that we may not just not see yet? And I'd
Alright.
rather not disrupt the livelihood of a relatively kind woman.
You guys are no fun.
Sorry, man.
You can do whatever you want. You just might not have their support.
Nah, it's fine. I don't want to create issues for Aiden. So, all right, I'm good.
Why me specifically? What?
Or not Aiden, Ori.
You might get kicked in the nuts again. Don't do it.
Or nuts.
Alright.
So I guess you guys
north
want
of the town.
You're south of the town. I
south
think. Hold
of
on,
the
let me
town.
double check that.
Where's the dwarves that we were supposed to warn in relation to where we are?
I think they're. I want to say the windmill south of the town.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you
I
guys
have
pick
notes.
up both quests, the Dwarven Excavation quest too?
I ended up writing both of them down in my notes, but
Okay, then yeah, you probably saw both of them. So there are dwarves that you were also asked to warn. They are. Let me check on them real quick.
however, if we do have to traipse through the town to get to where the dwarves are, then I'm probably gonna go try and find a shield because I think that'd be beneficial.
It looks okay. So the mines that you know the dwarves are at are also to the southwest of Fendalen, so you would not have to go back town to get there. And it's only it's only 15 miles, so that's not even half a day's walking to get there.
What? I'm assuming it's morning, like before noon.
Yep.
Well, do you guys want to go talk to the dwarves?
I don't see why not.
Sorry,
Alright,
can you repeat that? I didn't hear you.
you want to go talk to the dwarves?
How far away is it? Like 10 miles?
Yeah, about 10 miles from where you're at.
Sure. Why not go talk to the dwarves? I would like to, at some point, go to the Lion Shield Coster in town to talk to that trader about a large decanter.
Question out of character.
Mhm.
What's like the general temperature today?
It's midsummer, so it's pretty warm. Maybe 80s with a breeze.
Can we say by this point that Aiden has taken off his chainmail? I'm trying to prevent exhaustion as best I can.
You are welcome to. Just understand that changes your AC if you don't put it back on.
That's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. You can take it off. So
I'll
you
take off this chainmail for now.
How important is your file vest? What do you need it for?
Are you asking me in character or out of character?
In character.
Okay. I'm looking for something a little bit larger to hold some more water so that I can use my water spell to a little bit more effectively. I need water with me. Speaking of which, is there water anywhere nearby? Like, do I see it anywhere?
Let me see where you're at.
This character, you can
Mm,
channel water.
There's nothing. There's no rivers or ponds or streams or like any body of water necessarily. It's still kind of early, so the grass is kind of mildewy. There's some puddles, but
Nah,
nothing.
It's not enough to matter.
No, you get the sense that at least the area that you're in, because you're right at the base of the mountains, there's not a whole lot of water here, but you know that about 40 or 50 miles to the west is the ocean. So
Okay. So, to answer your question, I think it was Aiden who asked, right?
Yes.
So, let me give you an example. So, I'm going to pull out a little vial. My vial's a liquid I have for my little game, right? And I like to cast shape water to like pull the water like out of the vial and form like a dagger, like shape in like the shape of water. I guess, and then freeze it.
Cool.
And just say, I can do this, and I can control water, but the more water I have to control, the better. So I'm looking for something to carry with me so that I can use it while we're traveling.
So out of character, you're trying to be like Gara.
No, I mean it's not that useful in combat.
Oh, okay.
It's more useful out of combat. Like I can make difficult terrain by freezing like a 5x5 square. That's about it.
Character. You're just full of surprises, aren't you?
Oh, you don't even know what else I can do, but you'll find out.
Yes, I think I've seen enough with the magical rope.
What magical rope? That magical rope was after her, man.
Do hope she returns to us soon.
So, what do you guys say? Should we trek on to find those dwarves? Warn them of the dragon danger?
Yeah. Let's go do that.
Best do it now while the sun's still high.
While we're going, I just want to stay alert.
Okay. I'm gonna shape the water back into my vial, FYI, and unfreeze it and put it back in my backpack.
Yep, no worries. You want to stay alert while traveling. Cool. So you guys begin your quest to the Dwarven Excavations, which I'll just remind you guys that the intent of this quest was that there are a couple of dwarves that are currently excavating some old dwarvish ruins to the south of Fendalen. You have been asked to go out and warn them. Just warn them. You're not trying to bring them back or anything like that. You're just letting them know, hey, there's a dragon in the area. It's been spotted. Just want to make sure you guys are aware. That's kind of your whole point in going out here. You can ask for another note or something from them, but it's just assumed that by the time you make it back that they've been warned. But that's pretty much it. As I said, you guys are going to go ahead and start making your way there. It's pretty early still. You're already a few miles out south of Fendalen, so it's only about 10 more miles to get there. So you guys are heading that way.
Can I see if there are any tracks on the way?
You can make a perception check, sure.
Would this be a perception or survival?
You're already walking, so perception. You're not. If you were trying to track something, I'd do survival or nature, but you're just checking out the ground.
Okay.
What are you looking for?
Just any sort of tracks, anything that's walked by or whatnot. 9.
Wow, I heard that dice roll.
No, as far as you can tell, it looks like the path it's fairly worn. It looks like it's been, used throughout the years, but nothing immediately catches your eye as far as new tracks or any tracks of any specific type of animal or creature or race or being. Nothing really stands out. It just looks like an old path.
All right.
I'm gonna turn while we're walking, right, to Orius, and then and Yankee or Aiden be like and say, Ori, Aiden, what do you guys know about white dragons?
That they're the most aggressive dragon out of all the chromatics.
How do you know that?
That have been an Arcana roll or something. I don't know.
Well,
So hold on, add a character
a
here.
history
Let me just explain. I don't know anything about white dragons. My character doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I am not knowledgeable about white dragons. So I just had this dream, right? And I'm trying to understand what white dragons are better. So I don't know if either of your characters know that. So that's why I'm asking.
Yes, so if either one of your characters wants to recall what they may or may not know about white dragons, it would be a history check.
Okay.
Okay. Well, out of character, my character speaks Draconic, so there's that.
Yes, that doesn't necessarily mean that he knows about dragons, because you could have just been exposed to Dragonborn, who are civilized humanoids.
True.
Natural one on that history checks.
You know that they are dragons, that they fly, and the fact that he said white dragons means that they're probably not red.
All right. I guess my turn. Let us see. 20. Not natural.
Okay. So you know a little bit more just because you've lived in the city, you've been around soldiers a lot, you've heard tales, you've heard lore about white dragons in the past. From what you can remember at this point, you know that they are mostly hunters, that they don't really care for gold and treasures like your red and black dragons would. You know that they breathe ice. They can turn people to ice, and that's how they feed. They freeze their prey, and they're not. They are more aligned to evil because of their tendency to want to just be the strongest thing in the area.
Let's see. Oh, well, I gotta say, Aiden, I think you're a little bit more helpful on that than Ori was.
He might still be waking up. I'd say give him another couple hours.
Well, thanks for the information. It kind of clarifies things. So I guess talking is off the table to them, and bribing is off the table. So fighting is really the only option.
While we're walking, are there any plants around?
In this area, kinda. I mean, it's grassland. You can see that there's grass and there's weeds. There's some thickets and things like that. As far as actual plants that you could use for
Tea or smoking or.
If you knew a specific one you were looking for, you could roll for it. But beyond that, it's pretty much prairie land.
Oh,
I guess I'll have to ask Adabra because I don't know any specific ones.
Cool.
Question, out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Did we eat breakfast? The other guys just.
Yeah, because Adabra
was
cleaned
kind of
up the
assuming that she-
breakfast.
Yeah,
assuming she fed us.
yeah. You had some small things that she prepared with the coffee while you guys were attuning.
Okay.
So,
I want to make sure just in case it might have.
character. Sorry.
You're fine. Go ahead.
No, add a character, and then this will be the last one. Sorry to keep interrupting or adding to it. So, do you want me to Chris, if I'm looking for water, because this is going to be a thing from now on. I'm going to be looking for water. Do you want me to just roll for it, or how do you want me to do it? Just ask.
Yeah, just ask. But
Okay.
I mean, in general, in this area, there's not going to be any streams or ponds or things like that. If you come upon them, I'll make sure I let you know.
Okay.
But if you want to roll and you get an awesome roll, you can find a large puddle or something.
Yeah, I don't want to be obnoxious about it.
But yeah, in general, what you know about this area is it's grassland and canyons and mountains. Everywhere that is south, everywhere that is east. You don't start getting into your more temperate areas until you head north into the woods. You know that there's a river that runs through the woods. You know that there's the ocean to the west. But the area that you're going into, it's very grass and mountains, so there's not a lot of water area.
Okay. All right, back into character.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, there doesn't really seem to be a lot of water around here. That's kind of a shame. Wish I had my decanter, or my large vial, whatever you want to call it. As I kind of grumble to myself as I'm walking.
No worries. So at this point, you guys have started to walk kind of in this canyon area. You can see from where you are that the canyon's rocky walls kind of rise to a height of, best you can tell, about 80, 90 feet or so. At this point, you can see kind of at the end of the canyon that you're currently traversing, there's a 20-foot high wall of black stone. It has a broken gate that you can see has been carved into it at one point. There's one stone door that's kind of precariously hanging by a hinge, and the other door is missing, so the other half of it is just gone. Beyond the open gate, you can see in the shadow of the mountain that is to the east, you can see a ruined settlement, and everything right now is very quiet. And with that, we're going to take a quick pee break.
Okay.
All right. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I'm a rogue, but I'm also like a rogue with like utility spells, essentially.
Can you say this canyon was like directly in front of our path? I might have missed that part.
Yeah, he said it's like we're approaching it essentially right now.
Mm.
So it's not. I don't think we could ask for clarification because I'm actually not sure now that you asked that.
Because I'm not sure if there's a way to, if it's just, or how long it is. We know how deep it is, but we don't know how far it reaches in terms of length.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were trying to keep the stream PG. LOL.
Hmm?
Talking about length and depth.
Oh. Oh, Lord.
Sorry, my inner 10-year-old had to wake up.
could have
What?
handled the old woman situation better. Basically decided that I should have fired man carrying her out of the door, apparently. Even though
Just
she just
grabbed
pushed me
her
out
and
of
like
the
lugged
door.
her down.
Just grab a dabber and run out the door. Well, you do have to go back by the windmill after this quest to get back to Fendalen, so...
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'm kicking that door down.
I'm just saying, I have no control over where you guys end up going, so...
I get that. So hey, just some
Down that door.
clarification on the landscape, Chris.
Mhm.
Before we get back in, so there's a chasm between us and where we're trying to go, or what we perceive as the entrance of these mines.
A chasm? No. You're walking in a canyon, so there are
Okay.
cliff edges, or there's basically cliff edges going up. So, like, you can put your hand out and touch a rock wall to the left and to the right. I mean, it's like 50 feet wide, but it goes up. There's like just mountains on either side of you. So you're at the base of essentially two mountains, and there's just this path going through. And you can see it's an old black stone gate. Like, this thing was built a long time ago, and the doors one of them's gone and the other one's pretty much just busted.
Is it like
Okay.
a dead end?
No. You can see
Okay.
beyond the gate that there's like ruins of an old settlement.
Right, but what I'm saying is, does the canyon fork, or is it a dead end right into the gate?
I guess you'll have to keep walking.
All right, let's keep going.
This is what you can see so far, because it's a
Oh.
pretty big area. You just see that there's a giant wall with a door in it, and beyond the door you can see like the old ruins of some buildings.
I would like to stealth.
Sure, go ahead and roll.
I'd like to roll persuasion after that. Or not persuasion, perception.
Okie dokie.
I would say, yes. Let me persuade this gate. Open.
I rolled a 12.
Oh,
God.
Much.
not the rogue rolling a 12.
Don't worry, once I get high enough, it won't be an issue.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure it's a failed stealth. So we're standing here right now, like talking in character. So
Yeah, no, we want to take Acadabra.
yeah. So guys, we ready to go into the
Creepy gates.
what I would assume is
Door.
the Dwarven ruins over there?
Certainly looks welcoming, doesn't it?
We should
Yeah.
be careful walking forward. I don't really know much about Dwarven ruins, but I can't imagine that they would just mine in there without any kind of traps or protection. So we should kind of be cautious with how we proceed. Would be my guess.
Did you want to lead?
Did you make your stealth roll, Ragar?
Yeah, it was a 12, I think.
Okay. And perception from Aiden?
I'm rolling it right now.
Okay.
18.
Okay, so from what you can gather where you're at right now, outside of this first large black gate, is basically what I described. You can see the canyon floor is strewn with rubble. There's really no vegetation. There's some weeds and stuff, but you're in a fairly rocky area. Again, you don't hear anything. Everything's pretty quiet right now, and you just gather that, to the best of your knowledge, that the ruins in front of you beyond this gate are probably part of the Dwarven ruins that you were told about that would be at this location.
So I don't like the look of this gate, so I'm gonna pull out my aid.
Yes, and Aiden's also going to put his chainmail back on at the side of this gate.
I'm gonna fall over failing stealth.
Trip over
Not
a couple.
actually fall over, I'm joking. I don't want to be a prone.
Didn't say out of character.
So, Ragar, seeing what's ahead of you, you're kind of in the not quite fight or flight mode, but you're definitely in the I should be careful. So you kind of take a moment to compose yourself, and you start moving quietly as you can, but there's a lot of rocks on the ground, and you're having a hard time avoiding them. So you're not being as quiet as you had hoped, but nothing has seemed to take notice of you so far.
Is it? I guess. All right. Never mind. I don't want to be in the front. I'm gonna push. Orius, you can be in the front. Or you.
I was going to volunteer Aiden to the front.
Or you.
Okay.
Aiden. Go
I'll
ahead.
Be in the either back or the middle.
Also, Aiden's also going to pull out his shield and wield his longsword one-handed.
Actually, I'll be in the back. We'll protect the rogue.
Yeah. I'm gonna withdraw
I
my. I'm gonna draw my dagger. Just kind of hold it close to me as we're progressing here.
Okie dokie. So, as you guys come up to the Black Gate, you go ahead and you pass through it into the area that you could see beyond it at first. You can tell that this area looks like it had once been buried, because there are piles of rocks that look like they've been pulled and set very specifically to uncover these ruins that you're currently looking at. And they really do look like, from the base shape that you can see, is they were the foundations for buildings and houses and things of that nature. But that's it. That's all you can see is the stone bases for these buildings. Everything around, it looks like everything has been gone through. It's been picked through. It's been cleaned. So it definitely looks like this is an excavation area. You can tell that somebody has been very careful and very thorough with going through this area. So it's pretty much empty. You can see in some of the buildings or in some smaller areas the signs of maybe some old ancient crushed bones. You get the sense that there's a couple areas that had maybe some recent campfires progressing from the wall where you entered, and you can see one ahead of you and one a little farther back. So maybe as they were excavating, they were setting up campfires. So you kind of get the feeling of this continual movement through this area from what you assume were probably the Dwarven excavators that you were sent to find. So on that, the whole canyon kind of makes a right-hand turn and starts heading east. You were heading north when you went through the gate. Now it heads to the east. And you can see that just past where the last of the building foundations, the building ruins are, there's another smaller, maybe 10-foot high wall or gate, very similar in construction to the first one, just smaller, and this one is a little bit further to the east. So if you guys would like, you can continue that way if there's anything you'd like to do before that point.
You said everything around the area is pillaged, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Can we buy
Can
chat? You can go ahead first.
Can I look at the or anything if I notice anything besides dwarf tracks? I'm assuming there's dwarf tracks, but I'm looking for any enemies, footprints.
Sure, you can make a perception check on this one, since it's a general check for footprints.
And I also do a perception check on the on the campfires. Perhaps attempt to gauge how long ago these campfires were made.
Sure.
Got an 8.
Okay.
Jesus, guys, these rolls.
You can see the dwarf tracks. You can see what appears to be maybe some small carts, like hand carts or wheelbarrows, that were pulled through quite frequently, making paths through these ruins. But beyond that, you don't really see any signs of any other humanoids or any really creatures that have come through that have left any tracks, to your knowledge, or from what you can gain at this point.
It's going to be a 16 on perception.
Okay. So starting from the first fire that you came upon when you entered the gate, all the way up to one that's maybe 20, not even 20, maybe 10 or 15 feet away from the eastern gate, there's 3 you can see 3 marks, and the first one, from the best you can tell, it looks fairly old, at least maybe a month or a few weeks at that. The one in the middle looks a little bit newer, so maybe only a week or 2 old, just on the edge. However, the last one, the closest to the gate, looks like it's probably been the most recently used, probably put out within the last week or so.
Okay.
So, Oris, or Ori and Aiden, I was asking about dragons earlier. What do you guys know about Dwarven runes? I don't know anything about them.
Readable history.
Sure.
Out of character, sorry.
Yep.
+2, don't fail me. 19.
Cool.
Alright.
Because I have a +2 on history.
You
Man,
Natural
know,
1.
Ori
That's
just can't
true.
answer shit about anything.
Connor knows that Dwarven ruins were probably at one point in time inhabited by dwarfs, I think. Aiden, you on the other hand, you know,
Oh my God.
again,
I'm
just
sorry.
based on some of your history and the things that you've heard, that a lot of Dwarven ruins are just that. A lot of the times it was ancient races. The dwarves are long living and they've been around for a very, very long time, so it's not uncommon to have abandoned sites where they either outgrew them or their population there didn't survive. Especially being in mountainous areas like this, it wasn't uncommon for rock slides or avalanches of or things of that nature would take out whole settlements like this and leave them trapped. And you can kind of assume, based on that knowledge and your perception check, that that's most likely what happened here. It looks like part of the canyon had given out and had basically covered this entire area with stone and rubble, and those that made it out didn't come back to reestablish this area. It was probably just left, and so now it's, as all of you guys are aware, is being excavated by a team. So,
Well, as always, Aiden, you were very resourceful with knowledge. I'm gonna kind of lean over to Ori and be like, maybe next time.
Out of character. Boreas. Dwarves.
Like, he's saving all good rolls for combat.
yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna get a nat 1 at this rate. Just in combat.
All right, so in character. So guys, what do you see that door over there? What I don't know. Do you guys want to go check that out? I mean, I'm assuming that's where we need to go, right? I don't see any other entrances anywhere.
Out of character. Is that the door to the excavation site, or is that something else that I missed along the way?
He's talking
No.
about the second gate to the east, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay. Well, since there are no other points of interest that we can see so far, might as well take a look.
All right. Can I just look around the door as we walk up? Just want to look and make sure the door's not baby trapped, or try and check for traps around the door.
Okay, you can make a perception check on the door when you get to it. So go ahead and roll.
Rolled a 8.
Okay. So,
God.
so you guys go ahead and you approach the wall to the east, and you kind of make your way around it. You check it out, and you do notice that it is a partially collapsed, about 10-foot high wall that separates this courtyard to the east that you can see now from the settlement that was to the west of it. So in front of you to the east, there are 3 heaps of rubble that are piled pretty high in the area. You can tell they were hewn from the canyon's wall. It's about a 30-foot high temple facade featuring steps rising to a stone platform is in front of you now, to the east. So cut into this facade is a 10-foot-high open doorway that's flanked by crumbling, life-sized, like granite statues of cloaked dwarves, and evil grins can be seen on their weather-worn faces.
I'd like to use mold earth, if I can, to like disconnect the doors from the walls, just so they like fall down. If they are stone.
They are not. You can tell that they are heavy metal dwarf doors.
Oh, okay. Well,
this
then
is
I'm
not a
doing
stone
anything.
entrance.
Okay. Then never mind.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Sorry.
So essentially, where you guys are standing now, there is a large pile of rocks to the north of you, a large pile of rocks to the south, a large pile of rocks to the east. You can walk between them, but then behind you to the west is the wall that you just walked through and the ruins that you had just looked through.
Riveting.
Okay. Can I go to the large pile of rocks to the south? Like, just break away from the group?
Sure.
And I would like to try to use my mold earth to, like, sort of move the rocks and excavate a little bit. Not, like, trying to dig through them, but just to see if I can get any more information on, like, what happened, why they're here.
Okay, so as you walk up to the pile that's to your south and you start to use mold earth, and you can see some of the stones are starting to move. Your spell's starting to take effect. It's creating a little bit of noise now because there's, some rocks are falling. It's stone being moved around. In the process of starting to lift and move it, you can hear from the east of you, "Hey, who goes there?"
Out of character. He done fucked up now.
Whatever.
At which point you can see coming around the pile to the east are two relatively sturdy dwarves. One of them is male and one of them is female. And you can tell that the male is the one talking to you. He's like, "Hey, do you know how long it took me to make that pile?"
I'm going to drop my rock in midair when I'm doing it, or set it down and basically say, "Sorry, I was trying to figure out what happened here."
"Well, what happened is I moved those damn rocks." And you can hear the the female say, It's okay. He's just looking at it."
Well, I can move them back if you need me to. But we were actually sent here, me and my party. I'm going to point over across the way, however far they are away.
Mhm.
My party and I were sent here to actually warn you guys of the dragon that's been in the area. There's been a bunch of dragon attacks happening to towns in the area, and we wanted to warn you so you're aware of what's going on.
At this point, the male dwarf has gone forward and is starting to re-tidy up the pile that you kind of disturbed. But you can see the female behind him is, "Oh, I thank you for that. We're aware that there's a dragon in the area. We've heard the tales as well. I appreciate you coming out here, and I really do appreciate you letting us know. What do you... I'm sorry for my husband, Norbus. Norbus, what are you doing?" And you can see at this point he's trying to lift a large boulder that's a little bit bigger than him. And he turns and looks and says, "Shut it, Dazzlin. I'm just trying to... Well, forget it. Look, thanks for coming out here, but we've got our own problems to deal with. We're trying to get through this excavation, and this bloody slime creature thing is just mucking it all up. But thanks for coming out here, and unless you'd like to help with this, I would just say I appreciate it and have a good day." And you can see he's pretty upset that he has been interrupted in his excavation by some creature in the area.
So I guess I'm going to say, well, we might be able to help you with that, but at first... We're assuming these are friendlies, right? Or we don't
Yes.
know? Okay. I'd like to say, yeah, we can help you with that, right? To sort of get his attention, and then say, but first I want to relay and then I don't know how long it's going to take to do it, but basically relay my dream and my vision about the Cryovane and his father that I relayed to the party earlier to the door.
Okay, so you guys start to have this conversation, and you walk up, and you can now see that beyond the eastern pile, so right in front of the door, is a campfire, and they've got some rations and things like that. So they wave you over and sit down and offer some food and some drink as you tell your tale. And we'll go ahead and say, unless there's anything that you guys want to do, you'll just sit there and munch until the tale is over. Okay, so
I was gonna say, why doesn't Aiden help with that big old boulder that the dwarf can't seem to pick up?
He's already left alone at this point.
At a character, dwarves are easily insulted, so I wasn't gonna try and mess with that border, that boulder. At least that dwarf is easily insulted.
So you get to the end of the tale, and Norbus, the male dwarf, he's kind of pulling on his beard, and he's scratching, and he says, I think I've heard of this ancient white dragon before. I'm pretty sure when we were traveling in the north, we had heard tales of a large white dragon the size of a small mountain taking residence somewhere north. I'm not... Daslim, do you remember? And the female companion kind of looks at him and says, "No, darling, I don't remember. This is something that you probably came up with yourself." And so he starts just... Well, be that as it may, I appreciate the information, and I'll be sure to pass it along if need be or the need arises. But for the moment, my attention is elsewhere. You won't see me running off to fight dragons.
I'd like to interrupt him actually while he's talking and say, if you would, please only pass that information off to those you trust.
Oh, of course, which these days isn't many. Not that we get many visitors out here anyways. You guys, your party is probably the first we've seen in, months. At least since we started, and, I'm glad you came when you did. We could certainly use the help today.
My concern, Norbus, is that this information may make it back to those dragons and anger them. Essentially, I'm assuming I've conveyed kind of how it ties into reality, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's my concern. But I guess if everybody else is ready to help you with your issue, I am.
Yes, I would like to bring up the topic of the slime, since it seems like a far more pressing matter now.
So he kind of looks at each of you and he says, "Yes, well, we've started excavating into the temple here that you can see. This is the main entrance to the temple. Just inside, there's a main area, kind of the theater area with the altar at the back. And just as we cleared most of the area, we were taken surprise. One of the pillars, the northwestern pillar in the room, actually appeared to have it had a cavity at the bottom. It had like a door, and I could tell that there was something shiny inside there. I'm assuming it might have been an offering box or something of that nature. But as we were in the process of trying to get that open, this slimy ooze creature just came from the ceiling and dropped on us, and we were quite surprised. And I am not a fighter by any means, and neither is my wife here. So we retreated and came back here to kind of gather our wits and come up with the plan. And now here you are, and hopefully you'll be able to, or be willing to help us with this. Now, as payment, you are welcome to take whatever is inside that offering box. I'm sure there's something, and if it indeed is empty, let me know, and I can try and compensate you otherwise. But I'm sure, given the riches of the dwarves in general, it's probably a decent a decent offering.
Well, thank you very much, Norbus. I just say, do you know anybody around here who may know the land and its herbs, where certain herbs grow? My friend over here is looking to collect some herbs to
At which point,
create some alchemist.
he just starts laughing. Herbs in the mountains? No, you won't even find grass here. Unless you make solace out of rocks or then no, I'm sorry. Alchemy is not a way of the dwarves, at least not potion making and things of that nature. Now, if you want explosives or you want to make things light on fire, we could probably help you with that, but
I see.
not potions.
Well, thank you.
Sure. Well, I'll let you be on your way. The slime creature, the last I saw it, was maybe about 50 or 60 feet down. You just walk straight. I mean, you can practically see the altar from here. So, would you guys like to enter the ruins?
I'm going to ask a question right before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
One last thing, Norbus. What are these other passages? Where do they lead? All the rocks in front of them. Why are there rocks there?
Ooh, are you talking about the rock piles to the north and south of you?
Yes.
They're in the middle of the opening. They're just piles of rocks. They're not in front of anything.
Okay.
Like, this is basically like the courtyard in front of the steps, and there's like 3 piles of stone in the courtyard.
Gotcha.
And you can walk around them.
It's basically has become one gigantic dig site.
Yeah, that's what it is. So.
Okay. I'm ready to be on my way here, guys, if you are.
Alright.
So, yeah, we can go ahead.
Okay, so what would be the marching order? Are you going to do Aiden, Raggar, Aureus again?
I'd actually like to stay towards the back.
Okay.
He doesn't like the idea of slimes falling from the top of the ceiling.
Alright, so at this point, if you want to check out the Discord stream.
I saw that first map up there, Chris, and I about had a heart attack.
This is essentially where you guys are right now. So this area are the 3 piles of rocks. Your 2 dwarven friends that were hanging out and kind of told you everything. You can look in and see the altar just straight through the doorway. It's not actually lit, but I needed to make a light source for the map. But
Makes sense.
this is essentially it. So I'm going to go ahead and I will add you guys. So let's see. We had a human.
Yes, that one.
There is Aiden. Connor, are you also a human?
No, I'm a minotaur.
Oh, wait, you're a Minotaur?
And
Yes.
a Minotaur?
I don't know how I missed that
Well,
detail.
You're going to be a Minotaur with a battle axe today.
Alrighty.
And then Ragar, you are a cat folk. So this one will be you. And that's kind of roguish, right?
Yeah, I think this is the same one I used before, right?
All right. So this is currently where you are. And this is the first chamber. So if you'd like, you can let me know where you'd like to move. And I will tell you what happens.
Matt, if you can send me a code, Chris, I'm actually going to join.
You should already be in.
Should I?
Yep. But I can double check real quick.
Oh, I see.
And each tile is like 5 feet.
Yes, each tile is 5 feet.
Yeah.
Now, is this lit by torchlight or no?
Yeah, so it's daylight out, and you can see that there is sunlight coming in through some like holes in the ceiling. They do have a couple of torches on the walls that are lit, so it's fairly easy to see in this area.
All right, I'm in,
Okay.
Chris. I just need control of my
Oh,
I can't see the other ones.
do we also need to roll for initiative?
Not yet.
Oh, then it's only combat.
Oh,
Oh,
there we go. Cool.
I'm
Just so
letting
you know,
Aiden
Chris-
lead, so.
Just so you know, Chris, when I joined in, I could actually see. I could switch maps on my side. I just jumped to the Dwarven Road ones.
Yeah, that's fine. This is the one we're at. So.
Would 15 feet have me right at the entrance to the chamber?
So 5, 10, 15. Yes, you'll be right at the edge.
Okay. Stop there. Is there a torch on the wall immediately to my right that I can grab?
No.
Okay. Well, at that point, I'll roll for perception and simply take in anything of interest in the immediate chamber area.
Okay. Give me just a second. I mean, go ahead and make your roll, but there's your torches.
Okay. 16.
All right, so you can see on the ceiling coming down. Because notice you enter.
Oh,
It's a
gosh.
nice-looking slime creature.
That thing's horrifying.
That's a huge boy.
So at this point, Aiden, since you were perceiving it and you were in there, you will get one surprise turn, and then we will roll initiative.
Ready.
And I only have 15 more feet to move, correct?
Correct. Now, if any of you would like to move up, let me know now.
I would like to stealth, but that's gonna.
Well, I would like to move behind Eden.
Okay.
I was following your man.
Yep. Russ, you can make a stealth check and then tell me where you'd like to move. Or you can move yourself, I think.
I think he just dropped.
Let's see.
Yep. We lost him. So I'm going to move him up for now.
I just came back.
Okay.
I have my internet. I have a backup internet set up, so I shouldn't disconnect. Like if I disconnect, it should be brief.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. What was your? Did you make it to your stealth roll?
Yeah, I rolled a 1 + 9.
So 10. Okay. You are being quiet, but you don't know if you're hidden from the jelly yet or not.
So, just for reference, did we put away our weapons when we were talking to the dwarves?
No, you pulled them out on your way in.
Okay. Because if I put away my weapon, I probably would not have drawn it out before this, so.
Well, you guys knew that you were walking into a fight with a creature. Why would you not pull your weapon out? So, I mean, if you want to say you didn't, then you can say you didn't, but I'm giving you the benefit knowing that you were walking into a fight, that you would arm yourself.
I'm going to stay where I'm at for now. And I'll see if I can roll for... Would this be an Arcana check to see if there's any sort of weaknesses that can be used against this creature?
If you make an Arcana check right now, that is your action. You will not be able to attack.
That's fine.
Because we are in combat.
That's fine.
Okay, then yes, you can roll Arcana.
It's a +2 modifier, 17.
Okay. You know that this is probably an okra jelly, which is an acidic jelly. You know that it is therefore resistant to acid because it basically is acid. As far as weaknesses, there's nothing that you can really think of. There's nothing that you know of that does additional damage or extra damage to it.
Out of character. So, since it's basically acidic, would my longsword basically just corrode if I try to attack it?
No. weapons don't degrade like that. At least I'm not going to have them degrade like that, so you don't have to worry about things like that.
Okay. But yeah, that ends my turn.
Okay, you still have a little bit of movement if you'd like to try and get any closer.
Mm. Let's see. So I'll move the remaining 15 feet to that pillar on my right and use it as cover for the time being.
So you want to go like here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so everybody go ahead and roll initiative at this time.
Ready. 10.
22 with a +4 modifier.
Okay.
23.
Wow.
Yeah, I told you to do saving and good rolls.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a nat 1. I can almost guarantee that right
You
now.
guys are taking your turn. I'll be right back.
Yep.
All right, so all right, so top of the round, that'll give us Aureus.
Okay. Bonus action, I'm gonna invoke my Crimson Right. And so my horns, I'm gonna use my fingernails and cut right next to my horns on my forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And those begin to crackle with lightning.
Okay. All right, so you do just that. You rip down, and you can start to feel it, and the other party members can see just this blue crackling starting to form on your horns.
Let's see. Where do I go?
I'm back.
I'm going to move behind the pillar to my left.
So here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see where everybody else is going and what's going to happen. Ready. Some things. That's the end of my turn currently.
Okay. So that'll bring us to Aiden.
Mm. I moved a full 30 feet. Would I be directly in front of the slime right now? I think I would be. Either that or one tile away.
Tim. He's only 15 feet away from you. So 5, 10, 15.
Oh, I'm judging by like the actual squares on the map.
Oh, yeah, it's these big squares.
Oh, okay. So 15 feet. Well, yeah, okay. I'll move 15 feet forward, and I'll attempt to attack him with my longsword.
Okie dokie. Roll to hit.
That's strength, yeah.
Yes, you'll add your d20 plus your strength modifier plus your proficiency bonus, which should be 2.
26.
Okay. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
It'd be the D8 since I'm holding it one-handed.
Yep.
13 with a +5 modifier.
Alrighty. And that is that slash? What type of damage is that? Is that slashing damage?
That's slashing.
Okay. Cool. So, Aiden, you go running forward, seeing this jelly-like slime creature that you have taken on the task to eliminate for these new Dwarven companions, allies. You're not sure what they are yet, but anyways, you've agreed to take it out. So you go running forward, shield in one hand, your longsword in the other, and you just in an arcing smite, just as best you can, you go to slash this thing. You make contact with it, and you can feel your blade sinking into its gelatinous body. At which point, give me a second, guys.
No. It's not a good sign.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't like this.
You notice that it has now split
Oh, great.
into 2 jellies.
So, technical question.
No, it's not that
oh,
big.
okay. You just
Okay. Technical
wait,
question,
wait.
go ahead.
cut in half, or is there one big one and one small one now?
You now see 2 jellies that are each half of the original size of the large jelly that was just there.
Question. Also, out of character question. Was my hit a critical hit? Because I forgot that my level 3 fighter has a champion type, which means nat 19 or 20 is critical hit.
Was it a natural 19 on the D20?
Yeah. He had a +7 modifier, so it was 26 at the end, but yeah, it's a natural 19.
Sure. Yes, that would be a crit.
Wow. Where's the nat 1?
So 26.
Where's the nat 1? I'm looking for it.
Over here, the rogue got it already.
Okay, so that was your attack. If you'd like, you have a bonus action or some movement left still. You still have 15 or whatever's left of your movement because you only used 15 so far.
Another question.
Mm-hmm.
Is he 5 feet away from them now, or
You can
they
assume
split?
that they're still taking up the space in front of them.
Okay.
Well, upon seeing that warrior's head suddenly started sparking, Aiden is going to backtrack to that pillar on the right and use that as cover. Because I don't know what he has planned, but I don't want to be in the way in case he starts charging forward.
So do you want to go around it to the east or you want to be below it?
Below it.
Okay. Cool. So that brings us to... I need to give these things a name before I forget what they are. Hold on, sorry.
Thing 1, thing 2.
Jelly 1.
There you go.
Jelly 2. Alright. So, Jelly 1 is going to come up, and it's going to make an attack on you, Aiden.
Yeah.
And that is...
Will I roll to save, or is that just...
Nope,
Me taking
I'm
damage?
rolling to
Okay.
hit you, so it'll be against your armor class.
Okay.
So that is a...
Oh, so whatever number is that hit, if my armor class is higher, I don't take damage?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, so he rolled an 18 to hit you. What is your armor class?
18.
Okay, so if it's the same, it does hit.
Okay.
And that's the same for you attacking creatures.
Okay.
So you will take 6 points of bludgeoning damage and 4 points of acid damage. So it's a total of 10 damage.
A lot of damage.
All right, at which point this jelly is
No.
going to move
It's
up here.
okay.
And go to attack you, Aureus.
Oh, that's right. I can't see him from where I'm standing.
That's a 21 to hit.
Oh,
All right. You will take 8 points of bludgeoning damage and 2 points of acid damage. So that's 10 for you as well.
All right, not looking so good.
All right, and that brings us to Raggar's turn.
Whoa! I finally get it. I'm gonna cast Mage Hand, and I'm going to back up. Let's see, what is this? No, I don't know what the game's doing that. Here, I'm gonna back up to like here. Sorry, here. After I cast Mage Hand. I don't know. I can't do any actions with it after I cast it, right?
Correct. That is your action.
And stealthing would be an action, or like hiding, right? Or is that no, that's a bonus action.
To make a stealth check?
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that as a bonus action.
Yep, I'd like to do that.
Go ahead.
I roll a 22.
Okay. So as far as you can tell, they are not paying attention to you. They can't see you at this moment.
Okay.
And that'll bring us back to the top of the round with Aureus' turn. Aureus.
Okay. Let's see. Nothing I really want to do is super immediately. So I'm going to attack the slime next to me.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. To clarify, I cast Mage Hand by the slimes.
Mhm.
That's where I'm making it appear.
This is your mage hand.
Let's see.
It's a bunny.
I can't see it.
Does
Little
a
bunny.
13 hit?
There.
Oh, there we go. I
Give
see
you
it now.
permission. There's a 13 hit.
oh no.
Yes, it does.
Wow.
And to be clear, I'm making this attack with my horns.
Okay. Which are currently lightning, I'm assuming.
Yes, there's lightning and bludgeoning.
Okay.
3 bludgeoning. No, sorry. 8 bludgeoning and 2 lightning.
Okay. So as you take your swing on this jelly, or not swing, I'm sorry, you go to hit it with your horns. You make contact with it. Again, you feel it's kind of gelatinous form, kind of gooping around your horns as it takes this damage, and then your horns spark, and you can see that it took some electrical damage. At which point, you watch
Breaks apart again. Oh,
as
no.
it splits in half.
Oh no.
So I thought that that'll only happen with the slashing attack.
Are you trying to metagame me?
Oh.
Uh-oh. Check out real.
It happened because I said it happened. If you want more clarification, I can tell you afterwards, but you hit it, it split in 2.
Out of character. I'm guessing. I guess it. Well, I don't want to, but I'm guessing the smaller they become, the less damage they'll do.
You have no idea.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll have to
The
find
way
out.
the game is played.
All right, that brings us to... Oh, Connor, you still have movement or I think a bonus action as well?
Not really anything I can do. So I'm just gonna sit.
Okay. And that will bring us to Aiden's turn.
Okay. Mm,
Is there a bunny on the field?
Yeah,
That's
his
my
mage hand.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have
I
a
cast
hand
it.
token, so
so would action surge allow me to do 2 attacks, or is that not how that works?
yes, you would use your attack, and then as a bonus action, you can use your action surge point, which will give you another main action, which you could then use to attack a second time.
Mm. And if I were to move around this bigger slime to the 2 slimes by Aureus, would that open me to being attacked by this other slime?
No, they don't have a reaction,
Okay.
so you'd be fine. So you want to?
I'll initiate my action search, and right there to that top slime.
So you're going for
And
the big one again?
Yep.
Okay.
Round up. $20, not natural.
Okay, that hits. Go ahead and roll.
And 11.
Alrighty. And that was with the longsword, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you go ahead and you run around the pillar and you come up to try and get behind this one so that you're a little closer to your friends, a little more in the middle of the fray. You bring up your longsword again, you make contact, and just like the last time, you see it take the damage and then it splits into 2 smaller jellies.
Jesus, how small can they get?
Well, based on the app, not any smaller, but based on my description.
Wait, did you have me attack the big one? I was trying to attack the tiny one next to Aureus.
Oh, yeah, I asked if you wanted to hit the big one.
Oh, well,
Never
that's
mind.
on me.
I can switch it. Give me a second.
But yeah, I was trying to attack the smaller ones to get them off of Aureus. That's why I use my action surge, so I can try to attack them both in a single turn.
Gotcha. So you're attacking the small one that's directly underneath of you.
Yes.
That is... How the hell do I see the names on this thing? Okay, it's Jelly 3. That was 11 points of damage to Jelly 3. So Jelly 4. Okay, so changing your target, you hit this one, and he... Well, I can't make him any smaller, can I? He splits into 2.
Lord, Lou.
I gotta split him up, I guess. Your mage hand is floating, so it can be on this square.
That's fine. I know where it is generally.
So you hit Jelly 2, or no, you hit Jelly 3, it split into Jelly 4. After taking your damage from your longsword. Alright, action surge.
So
So
it's going to become really hard to keep track of where all the jellies are.
Yep. Jelly 3 is right beneath you, Jelly 4 is to the right of it, Jelly 2 is south, and Jelly 1, which is the biggest one currently, is to the right of you.
Lordy, what to do here? I'm scared to attack that thing jelly again because I don't know if it's just going to break apart again. Decisions. Well, since I know if I hit big jelly over there, he's just going to pop into 2. I'll hit jelly 3 again in hopes that it actually kills. So I'll roll to hit again. 21, not natural.
Okay.
Wait.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
13.
13. All right. So this time you bring up your sword, seeing that you just split it in half once, which is actually the second time now. You go ahead and you just swing again, tired of this thing's crap, and you make contact with it. And this time you feel a little more resistance as your blade cuts through it, and as your blade comes out through the other side of its gelatinous body, it just starts to bubble and sink down like it's dissolving. And it is out of play. All right, and then you do still have a little bit of movement left if you'd like to move.
Moved what, 15?
You started here, so you used 5, 10, 15. You've used 20 so far. So whatever you have left after you take 20 away from your movement.
Alright, I'll use whatever movement I have left, and I'll move up to the east of that top left pillar.
Okay, so I can get you there. That's at least 5. I think your movement is 30, so...
Actually, no, yeah, take me to the north of that then, if I have 5 more feet.
Right there?
Yeah, that'll do.
Cool. All right, that brings us to Jellios. So this big jelly, in seeing you take out its friend, and it already had its eyes set on you, is just going to follow you up here. And it's going to try and hit you. That is a 19 to hit.
That hits. Yep.
Alrighty. So you will take 13 points of bludgeoning damage and 3 points of acid.
Ouch.
What's your health at?
Holy shit.
Still
I'm
alive?
close to dead.
I can take another big hit.
How much health do you have?
I have 39 max HP.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I can take another max hit.
So he's probably sitting around 13.
Yep.
Okay, so next will be this jelly number 4, who is going to climb up on the wall over here.
Oh.
Yep, that works.
Boy.
And then this little jelly number 2, is going to attack Reyes again. Orius. That is a 19 to hit.
Yep.
These jellies are cheating.
You will take 8 points of bludgeoning damage and 6 points of acid damage. So I think that was 14 total.
Jesus Christ.
And you can put your mage hand back here. And it is going to move here, and it's going to climb up the pillar to actually be on the ceiling. So I'm going to fly. It is flying. That means it's on the ceiling.
Okay.
And that will bring us to Raggar's turn.
Wow, I get a turn again. Hey.
So I'll do
Oh,
So
that
I'd like to take my
to this one too. He is flying.
I'd like to take my mage hand and grab the candles across from us, if I can, and try and then levitate them over the slime that is to the right of what's his face? Adrian?
Okay.
So the big fat one.
Yeah, the big fat one, and drop the candlestick on him. Just see what happens.
20. What's the distance on your mage hand?
60 feet. I should be able to do it from back here. Oh.
You can do it from here.
Oh, I need to move.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll move and do it.
Okay. All right. So your mage hand comes up here. It grabs this candle, floats it around, and drops it on our slimy friend here, who definitely does not enjoy it, and he will take some burning damage. 3. So he will take
Now,
4 points of burning damage.
now operating my mage hand counts as an action, right? Or is it?
Yep, it does.
Okay. Okay. And then where is the candle on the field?
The one that you dropped,
Yeah.
now inside of the jelly.
Okay. All right. I'd like to telekinetically shove the jelly that is closer to me near the Minotaur away from the Minotaur. It's a DC 15.
Gotcha.
So like towards Adrian
Mm-hmm.
Aiden.
or Aiden, sorry. I don't know why I thought Adrian.
It rolled a 13, so that's 5 feet.
Yeah, so 5 feet towards him away from the Minotaur. Yep.
Okay, so you use your telekinetic, and you see this slime that's attached to the ceiling just kind of roll forward a little bit.
Oh,
And that's my turn, guys. See you later.
Uh-huh.
That brings us back to Aureus.
I'm assuming the slime's out of reach.
The ceiling is only about 10 feet high. So if you can reach 10 feet, you can hit it.
Well, how tall am I? I wrote down 6 feet 5 inches, so not that tall.
No, but with a 5-foot swing, I'd say you could reach the slime. As long as, if you're using a melee attack that has a 5-foot range, I'd say you could reach it.
Well, would my scimitar have that?
Yep.
Okay.
But you would need to
Then-
be... Nah, you wouldn't have to be right underneath of it. You could be on the square next to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up to that square then.
So you're going after
I'm
this
going
one?
to attack it. Yep.
Cool.
First hit. $19.
That hits.
Six damage.
6. And that's scimitar, that's slashing damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So... as you get the first hit on it, you again feel that you're in a similar fashion to what you've seen happen. Your blade goes through the jelly, and you see it become 2 smaller jellies that are both on the ceiling above you. And this is jelly number 5, I think. Yes. Cool. And you had another attack, you said?
Yeah, I just don't. Probably have to use my healing potion. So I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
A bonus action to use those, right?
Yes.
Yay, 5 points of healing.
Woohoo! What's that put you at now?
17.
Alright.
God, we went through these healing potions really quickly.
Alright, so that will be Aiden's turn now. Unless you wanted to move any further, I'm sorry.
I move on the the other side of that slime that's next to Aiden.
You got it.
Flanking position if I...
What's your movement?
30 feet.
So it would be 5, because you had to make attack here. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yep.
Okay. That's it.
Cool. Then it is Aiden's turn.
He has advantage, right?
Connor would, not Aiden.
Oh, okay.
Because that jelly is focused on Aiden. Connor
Right.
would have an advantage because the jelly is focused on Aiden and not on him. So the way that I view flanking is you get a flanking bonus if it doesn't realize you're there. So almost like surprise.
Right.
I'll move to the eastern wall. And can I grab that torch off the wall?
That one, no. It's pretty in there. Do you still want to move there?
No.
Okay.
Because my plan was to use that torch and see if I could hurl it at the slime.
Gotcha. No, from what you can see of the sconces that are on the wall, is that they're actual permanent fixtures that just have some sort of material that is burning inside of them. So it's more like a candle and like a mounted candlestick. So, I mean, you could try and pull it off if you wanted to make a strength check, but I can't guarantee the flame would still be on.
Yeah, I don't believe it would be. And I don't, well, I'm only 5. Aiden is only 5'9", so I don't even think he would be able to reach the slimes on the ceiling.
No, you have a 5-foot range with your melee attack. You could hit him. I mean, I would say if you wanted to hit one of the ones on the ceiling, you could. You would just roll with disadvantage because you're gonna have to like hop in chainmail to try and hit this thing.
I'll go ahead and attack the slime that's currently focused on me, just to keep it focused on me, so that way Aureus can have advantage while attacking.
Okay. So you're gonna go ahead and turn and attack this big one in front of you.
Yep.
So go ahead and roll for it.
Nat 19.
Okay, so that is a critical. So go ahead and roll your damage. And don't tell me what the dice roll is.
Like the natural dice?
Yes, because that's what'll be doubled.
That is 7.
Okay, so it'll be 14 damage, and then add your modifier.
So that'll be 19 with the modifier.
Cool. 16, 7, 1. Okay, so as you come up and wanting to keep this thing's attention on you as best you can, just unleash your longsword, cutting it right in half, and in a fashion that you're used to at this point. It has now split into 2 separate jellies.
And I'll go ahead and go down to the bottom right pillar and take cover on its eastern side.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25?
Yep.
You got it. Alright, so that brings us to the jelly's turn. And let's see.
Like how many there are on the field? Oh my god.
I got 5, 4. Okay, that one's not actually in range. So, this jelly right here is going to be slinking around the corner, coming down the wall, and out the door. If it quits getting stuck, to make an attack on Raggar. So he is no longer flying.
You thought you would hide back there forever, huh?
Wait, how the hell did he know I was there? I was sneaking.
Because he rolled a natural 20 on perception when he came around the corner.
Wow.
Oh.
Jellios hacking. He's hacking.
Now you got to deal with some of the shittery with us.
So he is.
I have been trying to help. I just got a low initiative.
Yeah, he was last on the list. So that jelly is going to roll, and it's going to be an 18 to hit.
Oh Jesus.
That hits.
And that will be 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ugh.
Okay.
And 3 points of acid. So a total of 12.
And I don't have any temp health left from my dream, right? Because that was
No.
a dream. Damn.
If only, right? You'd be a god right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a 2-shot, guys. So you know.
Oh my god.
That's why I'm not in the fray, because I can't be.
Yep. All right, so then this jelly who's on the roof is going to start heading this way.
Interesting.
Along with this one.
Interesting.
This jelly here, however, jelly number 1. Well, you lost your flanking, so he is now noticing the giant minotaur behind it. And he is going to attack Aureus.
What? Oh man.
And that's
I thought it would keep focusing on me.
That's a natural 20.
What? Oh no.
Okay, so he is going to do 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And 6 points of acid damage, so a total of 12.
Okay.
Still alive there, my guy?
Yeah.
And then this one, jelly number 6, is following after you, Aiden.
Of course he is.
And he's going to roll to attack you. That's a 10.
Oh, it doesn't hit.
Okay, so he goes
Oh
to...
my god, first time.
Yeah. These guys have an awesome plus to hit, just saying. So he goes to hit you, but you, noticing it, are able to turn and kind of shimmy away from it, knowing that you don't want it to touch you, and avoid its attack. And that brings us to Ragar.
Yeah, I'm pissed off at this slime in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna attack it.
Cool.
With my dagger
Sounds
that
good.
I have in hand still, because everything I did prior to this was telekinetic.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go 11.
That hits.
All right, and I'm gonna roll 1 + 5, 6 damage.
Cool. So you've been clearly upset that this thing managed to find you, first of all, and hit you. Just pull out your dagger and just stab it right in what you assume is its face. And you watch as it just slowly turns into a pool of bubbling liquid and begins dissolving.
Good, like you fucking deserve. All right, so I'm going to, I guess as a bonus, well, can I shove the slime in front of me into the candle? that's sitting on the ground, or is that out?
That is technically out. Sorry, that was the one that you put inside of the big one.
Right.
So it extinguished when it went inside of his body.
Well, I'm gonna just be annoyed and telekinetically shove the one that's in front of my Minotaur friend.
Okay.
Like, to the left of my mage hand. So it says I can shove it back or towards me, but it's kind of back from me on an angle.
Yeah.
If you'll allow that.
Yeah, that's fine. That is.
So DC is 15.
And it rolled a. That's charisma, right?
Yeah.
It has a -5, so it rolled a 5.
Ha!
That bitch be
Bye
moving.
bye, Jelly. At least over there. And that's my turn. Actually, wait. Actually, I want to move up a little bit. I'd like to go to right here.
Cool.
And then that ends my turn.
All right, that brings us back to the top with Aureus.
Okay, I'm gonna move behind the jelly that's in front of Aiden.
5, 10 feet. You got it.
Gonna attack that one.
Yep. That is jelly number 6. Cool.
Am I flanking?
Yes, you do have an advantage on this one because he is currently going after Aiden.
23.
That certainly hits.
And to specify, I'm attacking with my double-bladed scimitar.
Okay, is that bludgeoning or slashing? What is that?
Slashing.
Okay. Oh, the scimitar. I'm sorry. You keep saying what weapon it is, and I keep looking at the battle axe in your hand. And I'm like, what?
10 damage.
Okay. So as you come rushing around the corner, seeing this slime going after your friend, you realize at this moment it's not paying much attention to you, and you take advantage of that, and you just bring your scimitar right into its body. Just a quick slash is all it takes, and then this thing just begins to dissolve, and it is gone.
Do I have any movement left?
You only used 10 to get here.
Can I go behind Aiden?
That'd be 5, 10,
Plan it, bud.
15, 20,
Okay,
25.
that's fine.
Okay.
It'd be 20.
Okay.
He's gonna cut me up for making him lose his first advantage.
You got it. And that will bring us to Aiden's turn.
Okay. How much health do you have left, Aureus?
5.
Alright. So, in neutral good fashion, Aiden's going to move 5 feet forward towards Aureus. And I don't think this would this count as an action if I shove a healing potion into his hand?
Are you feeding it to him, or are you just giving it to him? Like, here, take this.
I'm just giving it to him.
Then that's a bonus. I mean, you can feed it to him, but that would take an action.
Okay. I'll just give it to him.
Thank
Okay.
you.
If you're just moving there to give it to him, you can do it at an adjacent angle, so you don't have to use a movement.
Okay. Then I'll head up to. What is that? Which jelly number is that? Way the hell up there with the bunny.
Jelly 1.
Yeah, I'll head to all. Yes. And I'll roll to hit.
Okay, so Connor, you now have a. I'm assuming that was one of your minor potions of healing. Or just a regular potion of healing. So.
Down there.
Okay.
Cool. And then yes, you can swing to hit one.
That is 15.
15 hits.
And rolling to hit, or damage, sorry.
Yep.
Damage is 12.
12. You got it. So, seeing that these things are not too healthy, You just come rushing up to this one that just recently got shoved into this almost corner, and you just pull out your longsword again and just make another swipe at it, and it this time does not split and begins to dissolve as well. So that's another one down. All right. And that will bring us to the jelly's turn. 5, 10, 15. Okay, so this jelly is going to come down here, coming after Raggar, who it just saw enter. And it's going to try and hit you. That is a 17 to hit.
It hits.
Oh, fuck.
Goodness. All right, that is 8 points of bludgeoning damage and
Okay.
6 points of acid. So a 14.
Oh, dear. Oh, I think he's down.
No, I'm not. I have 2 HP. Yeah, do you understand now why I was behind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's, I'm not tanky. I'm a rogue.
Yeah. Okay, so this jelly number 5, is going to. You guys see that it's kind of up on the wall, and there's this crack between two of these like slabs here. It looks to be like an inch, maybe 2 inches, and this jelly starts to try and feed its body through it. However, because the flaming torch is right there, I'm gonna make it make an acrobatics check.
Burn, bitch.
And that's a
Burn.
4. So it
Yes.
unfortunately touches the fire, which will be a d6 of damage on jelly number 5. And that is 4 damage. So it touches the fire, and you see the fire just spark something on this thing's body, and it just goes up in a blaze.
Yes.
So that brings us to Aureus' turn. And what jelly is left? That
Moving
is
to
jelly.
kill
The
Jelly
one
2.
that's trying to kill me.
Alright, moving right next to Jelly 2. Gonna hit it.
You got it.
Now that's not flanking, right? Or is
It's turning, looking towards me.
Yeah, it because of the angle that you came at it, and the fact that it had you in its line of sight, it would not be flanking because he can see you coming. Like he was looking at Raggar, but you were
In the general
very
field of vision.
easily within its peripheral vision.
Okay. $16 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Uh, 9 damage.
Okay, you got it. So you go ahead and you swing into this thing, and you watch as it tries so hard to split, but then just kind of dissolves in front of you.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So
Yay.
I'm sorry if it sounded like I got mad at you earlier, but I wasn't mad. I was trying to have fun with it. But just so you guys are aware, ochre jellies are actually immune to lightning and slashing damage.
Oh. So we were at disadvantage throughout the fight.
And lightning and slashing damage both cause it to split. So to be fair to you guys, given the fact that you have a lot of slashing damage, I just gave it resistance instead of immunity. Because otherwise, Aiden, you would have done 0 damage the entire fight.
No, great.
So I was like, there's no way you guys would get through this thing if you're doing 0 damage. So.
I think at this time, Mage Hand just casually disappears.
So
I can't.
I'm not going to make it disappear. I'm just going to pull it off the board, Chris.
Yep.
In case I cast it
So-
again.
In hindsight, before you came in here, I was thinking about pulling out my crossbow and using that instead, and that probably would have been the better option then, since it does only piercing damage.
Yeah, but no, I wasn't gonna fuck you guys that hard. You'd still be here with like 10 fucking jellies. So at this point, you have successfully cleared the chamber of jellies. You do know that there is a treasure trove in what is currently the top left pillar
Mine.
in this room.
Mine.
I would like to.
So we have to knock it down.
No, you know that there is it's like a lockbox with a door. So what you
Oh.
need to do is roll either strength or sleight of hand check. And
Hey,
since you
that's my
are
expertise.
currently
I
the
was gonna-
closest and he called it first, you may make a check to try and open it.
I'm going to use my strength and attempt to break it open.
Okay. Go ahead and roll and add your strength modifier.
Are we out of combat right now?
Correct.
Can I use a health potion?
No, nat 20.
You got it. So you see that this door has definitely like a slot to enter stuff. So you kind of put your fingers in the slot and you put your hand up against it flat and you just pull as hard as you can. When this little door goes flying off and you can see that there's this square opening in front of you that just starts to spill with dwarven skulls. Just coming out of it. Like just a handful of skulls are falling out all over the floor and on your feet. But you can see at the bottom of this square, there is a small bag that has some tears in it, and you can see some gleaming, something shiny in the bag. So you go ahead and you pick up the bag, and you turn it out. And you see what's in it, and it currently holds 15 gemstones of varying colors.
Oh.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
I have a +2 modifier in investigation. That will be 19.
Okay, so you know that these gemstones are inert. They're not magical in any way. They're usually just used as decorative, or they'll be put on jewelry sometimes. But they look pretty and they're shiny. But given the size and the shine and the sheen to them, you can estimate that each of these gemstones are worth 10 gold apiece.
I'd like to, at this point while this is happening, can I call the two over and be like, hey, before you go almost dying again, here's a health potion. I'm going to give both of them a minor health potion. Or, no, it's not minor. It's just
called
Potion
a
of healing.
potion of healing.
Yeah, potion of healing is 2d4 plus 2. So I'm going to hand you guys the potions I bought with my money. Okay?
Well,
In case you get in bad situations again. But I'm going to give each of you one. I have 4 on me. That brings me down to 2.
If you'd like at this point, you could also take a short rest. The dwarfs didn't follow you in, so as far as I know, you're in here fighting.
Okay. I think it'd probably be the best for all of us. Wait, I just used a healing potion, though.
Yeah.
Well, a short rest would just allow you to use a hit dice. You don't automatically recover anything.
okay.
I mean, I think we should. We're really low. And depending on what we fight next, it could kill us.
Yeah.
But that's metagaming, so I think we should rest.
No, that's fine. So
because my body hurts.
You're good. So you guys, taking in your spoils and just kind of also hanging out to make sure there aren't more jellies or that you didn't miss any jellies. I will consider this a short rest for you. So you can roll as many of your hit dice as you want to try and regain health. Just remember that you don't get them back till a long rest.
For level 3, we only have 3.
Yes, you have 3. So for you, Aiden, there should be something that says hit dice. It's either, I think it's a D8 for you. So when you level up, do you remember what you roll to get your health? Is it a D8 or a D10?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's a D10. I'll go look it up just to make sure. Sorry.
Okay.
By the way, guys, don't forget to add the potions of healing I gave to both of you to your inventory. And remember, they cost 50 gold apiece. So I'm being generous.
Well. I don't know. For that. First, let me see. Oh, Beyond. Stop being weird.
That's alright. You're a human soldier. I can look it up. You're a fighter, right?
Yes. Hit dice is 3, 10, like 3, 10 die.
1d10. Yep. Okay, so your hit dice, you have 1d10 for every level that you are. So you're level 3, so you have 3d10.
Okay.
Anytime you use a short rest, you can roll as many of those as you have available and regain that much health, but you don't regain your hit dice until you take a long rest. So if you use all 3 right now,
I can't use until the next long rest.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
I'll roll 2 d10s.
Cool.
Let's save that. Let's save one more.
when you do this, it's your what you roll plus your Constitution modifier.
Or is that? I think that's only for leveling up.
I don't think you add your Constitution, but I will check.
My hit die in total was 16.
Cool.
12. We gained 16 HP.
D8. You have what, 3 of your hit die, right?
Yeah, I have 3. I saved the
No,
last one.
I'm saying like we have 3 of our hit die, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you're good. You can add your Constitution modifier.
Oh,
7
so that's 20 for me then, yeah.
2.
So,
9.
4 modifier. Okay.
So the first hit die that I rolled a 1.
Fit.
Oh
I
no.
didn't feel any better, so did I. I used 2 as mine as well.
Oh
1
no.
7 plus 2 is 9, so that's what I healed Chris.
Oh,
Cool.
Jesus Christ. Alright, real quick before I really forget, I need to go add those potions into my inventory.
Well, just be glad, Connor, that you don't have a negative to your Constitution.
Yeah.
Because you can heal 0.
Oh.
You can't take damage from a hit die, but you can heal 0.
Oh my god. Small. Health. Nope, that's not it. Whoopsies. What would that be in the filter search bar?
For what, a potion?
Yeah.
I would try healing, because it might be under healing potion.
Yes, potion of healing, cool. And that would just be the regular one?
Yep.
Okay. And that would, you said you were giving us 1 each, Raggar?
Yep. Yeah, that was right.
Yeah. Out of character, I'm guessing, are we all in agreement that we're gonna go sell these gems? I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement on that.
I think so.
So I don't see why not, since there's no other point in having them besides they're only used for jewelry, so there's no
Actually,
other purpose.
if there's any diamonds, I would like those.
No, diamonds are worth more than 10 GP.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have told you. No, these are gemstones, not mineral stones or anything. They're just
I'm gonna kind of like.
basic.
Can I just sort of look in his direction, like, expectingly?
Are you talking about Aiden?
Whose?
Yeah, the person who just looted all the stuff over there.
Yeah. Let's see. I was actually going to say. I don't want to. So you said there were 15 gemstones, each worth 10 apiece.
Yep.
Okay. So what I was thinking was, if I can do math, holy crap. I was going to hand 9 to Ragar to help pay for those potions he so generously gave us, and split the remaining 6 evenly between me and Aureus.
Alright. Makes sense.
Cool.
Add those. I'm sorry, what are they called? Gemstones?
Gemstones.
Yep, just gemstones.
Okay.
Nothing in the search bar.
Yeah, I'm looking on D&D Beyond. I don't see anything.
Yeah, you might have to custom add it. It's not a
Okay. That's
How
fine.
do I
big
do
item.
that?
Just add item, and then there should be a spot for custom, I think.
Okay.
Go to equipment and or backpack, add custom item, I think it says.
Yeah.
Nope, it's in equipment. So add custom item.
As you guys figure that out, I'm going to take a quick restroom break. So
Okay.
Go,
we'll
get
be
the-
right back. All right.
So far, so good.
All right. Did we get everything added to the inventories all squared away?
I think so.
You said how many did you give me, Aiden? I'm sorry.
9. That should almost cover the
Yeah.
potions.
Yeah, mostly does.
See, Aiden's a nice guy.
What a nice guy.
He is neutral good, so this is pretty much what you expect. He has no real desire for wealth, as far as I know.
Alright, I get the added and I'm ready to go. Is Connor back?
Yeah, I'm here.
But I'd like to actually check this door that I'm assuming I see here. Right, if I do, I
Green-handed.
do.
Oh, yeah. Give me a second. I was changing something. There we go. Cool. All right. So you're checking this door that you're now in front of?
Yes, I'd like to check it for traps.
Okay. Just make a perception check.
I rolled 25, 19 plus 6.
Cool. It is not trapped, and it is also not locked.
Alright, I'd like to kick it open.
You do so. It swings with ease.
All right, cowboy.
If you cautiously enter the room, what do I see?
Carrying your perception from before, you see that this was once some sort of foyer or connecting or adjoining room, that the edge here has collapsed and caved in. You see that there is a very old, ancient, mostly intact skeleton laying on the floor that's partially underneath of this cave-in, so you can assume that it was somebody that probably just got caught in the cave-in and could not escape.
And see if he has anything valuable on him.
It's a skeleton, and everything that was on it or may have been on it at this point in time has dissolved and rotted away and is gone. It is just a pearly white empty skeleton.
Okay. Can I look? I want to step in right to right here.
Mm-hmm.
And anything else, or is the room as you described?
Nope, nothing else. It's pretty empty. Just a bunch of rocks.
Proceeds to take a piss on the skeleton.
He's already endured enough shit. I'm coming out.
Cool.
Yeah, the dwarves.
So, how's
I'm
everybody doing out here?
Aiden's going to follow
Battered and
suit.
bruised.
We've certainly seen better. And that's actually saying a lot, considering he fought a manticore than me yesterday.
What are we going to talk to the dwarf?
Sounds like it. Okay, so you guys, you step back outside, and the dwarfs see you, and they immediately start moving forward. So Norbus, the male, just kind of looks at you and he says, "Oh, how'd it go? Did you find the jelly?"
Indeed. You won't be seeing any more of it anymore.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna
Did
interrupt.
all the
actually.
jelly separate?
Yeah.
Yes, they dissolved.
All of them did, because I saw one like dissolve into the ceiling.
No, but he got
Yes.
burnt.
No, not that one. Before that.
There was another one?
Yeah, there's another one that went to the ceiling early on. It like climbed up the wall.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they dissolved into like pools of jelly. If you'd like to try and collect it, you can. Just make a.
I was aiming.
Yeah, you can go back. Make a nature check.
Aiden can stay and talk to the dwarves.
Well, we're just gonna say that he did this on his way out.
Oh, okay.
Slime is a separate thing, right? And it's not a fae or what? Right?
Correct. It's not a fae.
13.
Okay. Do you have any containers to put this slime in?
Only the empty vial that I drank the health potion from.
Cool. Then you can successfully refill that health potion with globs of okra jelly goo.
I actually have extra containers over here, sir. Talk to me.
Yeah. He rolled successfully to get one.
No, I didn't say I was going to give them to him.
Yep. Yes, you refill your health pot, empty health pot, with okra jelly goo. So however you want to list that in your item list.
Goo. Okay. I thought you said glue. I was like, okay.
Oh no, goo. Goo.
Okay.
Okay, so upon hearing that the ooze jelly creature has been destroyed, Dazzlin, the female dwarf, is saying, well, "Thank you. You know, I really appreciate it. That's going to help us with our work so much. I mean, goodness, the only other thing that is stopping us now is that giant rock slide in the back that Well, to be honest, we don't really have the strength ourselves to move, but we're working on it. We're chipping at it, one piece at a time.
I would like to walk up with swagger and kind of push the two aside and say, "I can assist you with that."
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. Okay.
At which she looks at you and she says,
Not you, it's a big brawling fighter.
says you could help with moving the rock slide? Really?
I can with magic.
Roll on that one.
Well, I would certainly appreciate that. Yeah, I mean we'll split anything that we find with you. If there's any treasures or anything, at which point you hear Norbers go, ugh, 60-40. Anything we find.
Under my breath and go 50-50.
At which point Dazzlin steps back in. Boys, well, let's see what we find first. Then we can see about splitting it up. How about that? All right, so at this point, hold on, I need to do a little reading. Apologies. Okay. So they pull you guys back into the main area. And they tell you that they have found 4 paths that lead back, of which... Well, they found 4 doors that exit this area, of which only 3 of them actually reach the rock slide. The closest door is actually this way, so that hole that I just opened up. But they say it's an interesting path. It's dark, and they've had run-ins with some rats and other creatures in that area. This way is clear. It's the one that they generally take. It takes you straight there. No issues. But there's also one to the left that goes to what they assumed was a priest's chamber. So where some priests slept, and there's no gear or anything in there, but they say that there are some usable beds. They've napped on them a few times. And then finally they tell you about the entrance to the right over here. That pretty much goes to a dead end. There's a collapsed room at the end, and they've searched and found nothing. So they ask you, it's basically at the end. We're gonna go and clean up our camp, because we're probably gonna make camp in here now that you've cleared it out. So please feel free to head back, and we'll meet up with you soon. Any progress is appreciated.
I vote we sleep and regain our health.
Oh, what time of day is it?
Yeah.
It's like
I don't think we know.
afternoon. Well, you step back outside after fighting the jelly. You guys got here probably, took you 10 miles. You left in the morning. You probably got here around 12, 1 o'clock. That probably took maybe 2 hours. So you're looking at 3 going on 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Question.
Mhm.
On our way here, did we pass by any area that could potentially be like harbor wildlife that could be hunted? Because I don't think we've eaten yet, besides breakfast. So.
I mean, we did. We had breakfast earlier.
You did when you were in the grass. Yeah, you did when you were in the grasslands, but that was probably at least 7 or 8 miles back, because then you hit the mountain range, which brought you to the excavation site, at which point you didn't really see anything beyond like some cave birds and things that you probably couldn't get to, and that didn't look like they had much meat on them to begin with.
Can I look around to see if there's
like
anything
nothing substantial
in the area, like
Correct.
around us? And I know in this cave it's like kind of extreme, but survival.
You want to look for something to eat?
Yeah, for the group.
You can make a perception check, or no, excuse me, investigation.
Is it investigation or survival?
It's investigation.
Okay.
Because you don't know that there's anything around here. It'd be survival if you were like in the woods trying to make use of the land, but you're literally searching.
I rolled a 15.
Okay. Based on the chamber that you're in and the chambers that you've been to, the only food in the area that you can see are the rations that are being held by the dwarves.
So I guess
Can we
Aiden.
bargain for those?
Yeah, I was going to say.
You can go back and
how
ask
much you
them.
do it then?
Going to ask the dwarves about the rations, seeing if they were for sale.
Okay, so you go ahead and you ask Norbert if he has any rations. He says, "Oh, well, I do have some rations. I've got, we've got about 20 to last us. They're each about a day's worth, so that's 10 days for us. We're not headed back to town for at least another 6 or 7 days, so I'd be happy to pass with 3 days of rations for both of us, so 6 days worth of rations. At 10 gold apiece."
We'll pay the 30 gold in total for everybody.
go ahead and at this point just pull a ration out of my bag, one of the 10 that I have, and just kind of eat it while I'm watching.
Yeah, he has a total of 6 rations for sale. You'd like to buy 3 of them for 30?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Just go ahead and subtract 30 gold from your inventory and give yourself 3 more rations. At which point the dwarf says, "Well, thank you kindly. This will definitely help us restock later on as well. Let us know if there's anything else you need. We're going to finish cleaning up."
Would that be a custom item too to have to write up?
No, rations should be in there. It's dry rations.
Right. No results found.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean you can custom it if you want to, but it's part of it's like part of the explorer's pack, so I don't know why it wouldn't show up as an item.
Oh, I have a Dungeoneer's pack.
Oh. But I mean, I just meant like it's an item that's in the game, so I don't know why it wouldn't show. That's weird.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you can just custom it. They basically keep you alive. I don't think they heal anything, but I can check.
Yeah, no, they don't heal anything.
Yep.
Yeah, I see them. They're just rations for me after I.
Yep.
I'll add 3 more.
Yeah, you need to eat at least once a day, or you can get a point of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'll go ahead and eat one of those rations as well.
Cool.
So it'll be 12 in total for me.
You guys bought 3, right? Rations?
Yep.
Okay.
I bought 3. And that's with me not knowing that we already had 10 to start with, stuff like me.
Yeah. Well, I ate one of mine. Did you give me one? I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, I passed the other 2 up to you. Or to you and Aureus.
Okay. Alright. So, I vote we progress. Not, well, if we want to sleep, right, we can go up and sleep in the sleeping quarters. The front to the right path, so like, to the right of the altar.
Yep.
That sounds like the most dangerous path. Second to that is to the left. To the immediate, like, 90 degrees left and right. Sound like safe paths. Safer. So if we want to fight, we're going to go left or right. I think left, actually, I think left is more dangerous, right? Or not more dangerous, but there's enemies that we know about, right?
This is the path they warned you about.
Oh, okay.
This path goes to a dead end. This path theoretically takes you straight to those stones. This path takes you to the old bedchambers.
Do we want to rest? Do you guys want to rest?
I'm at 33. I'm almost full.
I am half health.
Mm.
Well, if we rest, we'll be up at what? 11 p.m.
It's up to you guys. I'm not going to be able to do much in a fight. I'm half health. So as long as you guys understand that, then we can progress.
How much health do you got, Oris? Because I know you guys didn't get that much
21.
from... Yeah, you guys didn't get that much from the short rest. Yeah, we can rest again. I'd rather not be the only one just...
I mean,
close to max health.
this is a long rest, isn't it?
Is it a long rest or is it not a short rest?
It's up to you. If you want a long rest, it's like 6 to 8 hours. So that would put you back up around 10 o'clock p.m., 10 o'clock in the evening.
I mean, the way I perceive this is it's like a ruin that they've been slowly gaining ground on. So I don't see us like getting jumped by things like sporadically all over the place. But I mean, I think we can just continue. I do have a health potion still if it gets bad. So, or bad.
I can take lead again. Yeah, we'll take... Are we going to agree on the dangerous path?
That's fine with me. I'm gonna stealth if that's where we're going.
You said you want to take the dangerous path?
Yep.
All right. So
Thirst for adventure.
you're going first. Who's second?
It's Raggar, or not Raggar. Orius.
All right.
Orius says, not Orius. Raggar says no roll for stealth.
Yep, I'm gonna stealth.
Go ahead and make your roll.
And I roll a 12 because I can't stealth today.
Oh no!
Not at all.
What the heck, man?
It's all right. So you are attempting to stealthy. Aiden, go ahead and make a perception check for me as you guys are making your way into this hallway that you were warned about.
You have been warned.
Don't make it sound that ominous.
And how far it dies.
18.
18. Awesome sauce. So, being particularly wary, knowing that they've encountered some enemies back here and some things, you are definitely keeping an eye out. In the process of keeping an eye out, as you make your way into this corner, there's a little bit of light that's being shed so you guys can see, thanks to the door being removed, basically, because it was just a stone like covering that they had put there. The torchlight kind of comes back, and you can see through the torchlight this green body.
Oh no, not more of them.
It's not currently looking at you. It's just kind of hanging out, but it's definitely there. I will give you all one action, as it would be surprised if you want to engage it.
Guys,
So it's like
about us just getting the fuck out of here.
out of character. Are we trying to go around it or just backtrack?
Backtrack.
So with a surprise action, does that mean we have still just one action without it being able to react?
Correct. One action, one move. Oh, well, that's not where that goes.
Oh Lord, I was hoping not to do more of these. What do I want to do? You know? I really wish I had my crossbow out right now. No? What do you think? What do you think, Boris?
What do I think? probably not best to fight another one of these. We can get away without it looking at us.
And we can't see anything else in the room besides this slime.
Nope, it is taking up the whole turn. It's a very thin area, and then it kind of branches out for this turn, and you can see beyond it there's a door leading to what you're assuming is the next area that takes you to the rock fall that they were talking about.
Yeah, we can backtrack out of here. Are we have to roll for stealth on that?
Yep, so are you collectively, all three of you, agreeing to turn around and leave?
Yeah. Oh, this is not gonna go okay, you guys.
Okay, I want everybody to roll a stealth check.
So everyone knows. I have to roll for disadvantage. I have
19.
to roll for disadvantage. Oh, God. Oh, God. Thankfully, I have a +4 modifier in stealth. But first roll is a 17. Second roll. Oh, thank God it's 19. I'll take the 17, I guess.
Oh my God.
Oh, my God.
19, a 17. Connor, what'd you get? Please tell me you critically failed.
13.
What?
13.
Ugh.
You failed, didn't you? You failed.
No,
Bastard.
two successes, one fail.
Oh.
You guys are able to very carefully make your way away from this new slime.
Princess wants to tease these fans.
He's getting pissed off at me because he's seeing me get all these good rolls. I get to get a really bad roll.
Aiden, as you make your way out, you see that the stone wall section that was previously covering this is still sitting there. If you'd like, you can try and place it.
Back?
Yes.
So that it doesn't follow?
Hmm?
So that it doesn't attempt to follow?
Yeah.
Okay. That would be a strength check?
Yep.
Okay. I have 20 strength. Don't fail me now. Oh my God. I'm taking a picture of that. That's a nat 20. I'm taking a picture of that.
Nice.
I'm taking a picture of that just so no one knows I'm bullshitting.
Cool. So you are able to pick up the stone piece and you start moving it back. As you're moving it back, I'd like you to make a stealth check.
Oh no! This is not okay.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Real quick, I'll put the.
No, it's just seeing how quiet you can be placing a stone slab back.
Yeah, I know. But real quick, I'll post the nat 20 picture so that way.
I mean, we
I
believe
don't want anyone to think. I just want to make sure.
Nice.
And now I'll roll for disadvantage again on stealth. Alright, first one is 16.
Oh boy, here we go.
Second one is 15.
Oh my God, he's lucking out.
Woo boy.
Lucking out so much.
It's the +4 modifier.
You're lucky. All you needed was a 15. So you successfully managed to, with as little noise as you can muster, get this stone piece back in place, effectively clearing off that path for now. So, what would you like to do now?
First I'm
I'd
gonna
like to
go
give him a thumbs up. I'm not moving a gigantic boulder stealthily.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go piss myself real quick. No, I'm just kidding. Well, if you want to, perhaps, I was gonna say perhaps take a look at the priest's room again.
Yeah, why don't we go check that out?
Okay, so you guys are all headed to the priest's bedroom, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Where the nasty was done. Is a priest.
Yep, so
Show me
you
your devotion to the gods.
guys make your way up into the bedroom area. I'm assuming with Aiden leading again, I'll have him kind of out in front. So you guys make your way over here with no issues, no hidden jellies, no hidden slimes. This seems to be, from what you can tell, there's 3 or 4 old bedrolls on the ground. They still look functional. They look like the dwarves probably left them here, the ones that are doing the excavating. So they're not like ancient and moldy. They're just clearly used. You can see in the next room over that there is an ancient looking wardrobe that's currently closed and against the northern wall, and a door that you assume leads again to the hallway where the collapsed stone is that you guys are currently making your way towards. But beyond that, it's a fairly empty room. Looks like it's been swept up. Looks like they cleaned it up a little bit. So if you'd like, you can take a rest. Or
I'd like to actually open the wardrobe, see what's inside.
Cool. So you go over here to check on said wardrobe. And as you open it, you see that it's a stone wardrobe, so it's very, very well made. And inside you see the rotted remains of 2 suits of red leather armor.
Ooh.
Oh,
I
wow.
would like to claim one of those.
They are currently ruined and worthless.
Yeah, they're rotted.
So as you reach out to grab one of these pieces of red leather armor that looks kind of cool, you realize that it's kind of moldy and gooey, and it starts to dissolve in your hands, and you can't quite grasp it. It's like grabbing warm ice cream. It just starts falling apart in your hands.
I'd like to punch it out of frustration.
I'd like you to make a nature check.
Okay. Interesting. 16.
All right, you are safe from the poisonous mushrooms that were growing on the red leather armor.
Oh.
God.
You would like to punch it? So you punch it. Go ahead and make another nature check for me.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
hold on. I'm gonna make 2?
You touched it twice now.
Punched it, you.
3.
Take 2 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Would you like to touch the other one?
You know what? Yes. I'd like to punch
What the
that back.
Cool. So you go ahead and you punch the other leather armor, obviously being pissed that the first one is just so disgusting. So you go ahead and you take a swing at the second piece of armor. As you hit it, it just kind of explodes and falls to the ground or the bottom of this this wardrobe. And go ahead and make a third nature check for me.
Let's see. 11.
Take 4 points of poison damage.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
I'm pissed off. I'm gonna keep going unless somebody stops me.
There were only 2 pieces, and they're currently in tatters at the bottom of this wardrobe. So
Aiden's going to
I mold Earth,
vigorously yank this
the
boy.
wardrobe to the right. Just fling it to the right.
no.
Aiden's going to attempt to stop this from happening, since flinging it to the right is going to block our entrance to the other area.
So you
Burst it open.
So you try and use your mold earth, and you start concentrating on this large wardrobe that's in front of you. Unfortunately, it's infused with something beyond stone, and this is a large. Like, this wardrobe is like 10 feet by 5 feet. Like,
Oh.
you're not moving this thing with magic.
Okay, well then I'm gonna at least try to move a chunk of it, a section. A 5 by 5 foot section.
It's infused with copper. I'll tell you that. You can't. It's not moving. This thing is
I'm
set.
pissed off.
And there's a reason it still looks pristine after the rest of this place has been caved in on.
Alright, well I'm gonna come over here and be like, how's it going?
I think we should be asking
I'm
you
just
that
poisoning
question.
myself. I'm almost dead again.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Oh my god.
I have 12 health.
If we knew you were going to be this maniacal, we should have just taken the long rest.
We didn't take a rest yet.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We should have taken it if I knew you were going to be this freaking maniacal.
What are you trying to say over there, huh, Aiden?
It's out of
You got a
character.
problem?
I'm going to proceed to Sparta kick this guy.
Oh, well then, I'm gonna try to dive out of the way.
Is that a character?
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Then never mind. So do you guys want to take a rest here? We don't have to. Just gonna have to follow up the rear.
Again.
Yeah. Well,
Probably take a rest.
I'm a rogue.
Can I break off from them?
While they're resting.
Oh, wait. No.
Well,
Fuck it.
me.
Fuck it. No, we'll just.
So Raggar and Aureus are laying down to take a rest. Aiden, are you?
Well, since I'm. No, actually. I'll venture on only a little bit further ahead, just past the door, and just take a quick look at the area in between.
Okay, so these two are laying down, getting ready to rest. You go ahead and make your way over here. You open the door to the hallway that you're assuming they were talking about. You take a peek out. You can see above you is a giant rock fall. You're assuming that that's the one that they were probably working on, as you see various tools are laid out before it. So there's some pickaxes and some shovels and things like that just kind of hanging out at the base of these rocks. Directly across the hall from you, you see another door. You're not sure where that one leads, but assuming it mirrors, it probably meets up with the room that had been caved in on. That was the path to the immediate right out of the original chamber. Moving down the hallway a little bit, you can see on your right here is the door that you can only assume probably leads to the room with the other slime in it. Whereas the door to your left looks like it's well worn. It's most likely the one that the dwarves told you they've been using to make their way back and forth from outside to the rock pile that they're currently mining.
Okay. I'll head to the door to the right, not the one by the slime, but the one with the skeleton on the other side of it.
Okay.
And well, I'll do a perception check just to make sure it isn't trapped or anything.
Sure, go ahead and roll perception.
Oh God, no! Those are for that one.
As far as you can tell, it's a door. You're not sure if it's trapped. I mean, you're not really good with dwarvish traps, but I don't know. It looks all right.
Oh, goody. Well then.
You can try and open it.
Oh, I'm gonna do it the way. I'm gonna take a book out of Raggar's page and kick it open.
Okay, go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
Oh, good. This one's actually locked. I look cooler. It's friggin' 18.
So close. You bring your foot up to try and stomp through this door, and you put all your might into it, and your foot just stops right on the door. And you see it budge a little, just kind of moves.
This is one sturdy door.
You can tell that this door is like solid metal.
Oh, I'm gonna take pride in that I somehow managed to budge a solid metal door. Is the lock still intact? Well, I sound I can unlock it with anything.
You haven't checked the lock or the handle, but you kicked right in the middle of the door, and it pretty much did nothing. So.
Let's try the handle, like a smart person.
Okay, so reaching down, giving the handle a jiggle, you realize it's unlocked.
Silently muttering to himself, I'm glad no one saw that.
Would you like to open the door?
Yes, I would like to open the door. Okay.
All right, so you turn the handle, And you can hear that some length of metal that was probably coming out of the door and into the wall, keeping it stationed there, slides into the door, and you easily open it. Stepping inside, make a perception check for me.
Oh God. That is.
Cool. So you can kind of see that there's like some half-buried rubble here, and you can definitely tell that across the top of the rubble, you can kind of see the other room that was mentioned, the one that probably has a hallway that connects to the main area. You kind of get the feeling this is what they were talking about. However, at your feet, you do see the skeleton of a dwarf. You can assume at this point that it's probably a priest, because it's wearing a set of that rotted red leather armor that you just recently saw in the wardrobe near where you're staying for the night. However, on this particular skeleton, you can see that it's wearing actually, make a religion check for me.
Legend check. Okay. Got a +2 modifier. That is 18.
Okay, so you can see that it is wearing a holy symbol of Abathor, which the symbol itself is like it's like a symbol of a tiny jeweled dagger on a silver chain, is basically what it is. And the symbol is inscribed with Dwarvish runes. Do you speak Dwarvish?
I do not. I speak Draconic.
Okay, then you can see that it is adorned with Dwarvish runes.
Okay. Shouts across the hall. Hey, Raggar, I got some more red leather armor for you to punch.
He's probably sleeping at this point, so you hear dead silence.
He's going to attempt to pick up, or at least somehow pick up the necklace from. It's a necklace, you said, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So he'll attempt to pick up the necklace without touching the red leather armor.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
+4 modifier. That is 19.
Okay, so close.
Oh.
So
wow.
this holy symbol, which was once around the neck of this priest, was underneath of what would it's basically in the middle of the red armor, at the leather armor at this point. You just kind of caught a glimpse of it peeking out, because in the way that the body decomposed, it fell on top of it. So you're able to kind of get to it, and you move it out a little bit. You do have to move some of the leather to actually pull the chain out as well. So just go ahead and make a nature check for me.
Excuse me. +2 modifier. 18.
Okay. So you, thinking ahead and trying to use your shield or your sword as best you can to help you kind of pry this thing out without touching the leather, because you kind of get the feeling from your friend's previous experience you really don't want to do that. You do manage to pull it out successfully, and you can add a holy symbol of Abathor to your equipment or items.
Wow. Let me look it up real quick.
I highly doubt that's in there, but it might be. Or you could just do a holy symbol.
Yeah, it's a holy symbol. Okay. And I might as well put that on. I'll just go ahead and put it on.
Cool. So you are now wearing a holy symbol of Abathor.
Alright. And there's nothing else in the room. And that's it, just a skeleton and the...
Yep, that is it.
Okay. Aiden will go ahead and backtrack, and he'll approach the gigantic cluster of rocks at the top.
Cool. You can see that it is a large cluster of rocks, but on the other side you can kind of see peeking through is a double iron doors.
Okay. Are any of these rocks movable?
No, it needs to be mined.
Okay. Good. In the meantime, Aiden will return to the others, and he'll join in on the rest.
Cool. It's a slumber party. Alright, so you guys go ahead and take a long rest. You wake up after a few hours. We'll say it's probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock at this point. So it's getting pretty late for you. However, you can hear kind of making an echoing sound the picks and axes and what you can kind of guess are probably the dwarves hard at work on the rock fall that you had said that you would like to help with. So at this point, you are all waking up.
At this point, upon hearing the sound of the dwarves mining, Aiden will go ahead and attempt to assist them. If they have any...
I'm gonna wake up still pissed off about the leather vest that I was teased with, and I like stumble down the hallway. What the hell is that sound? I'm over to here and like turn the corner.
Cool. All right. So for the point of this exercise in mining, I will go ahead and tell you that with one additional person helping the dwarves, it'll take 40 hours. 2 additional people, it'll take 20 hours. 3 additional people, it'll take 10 hours. So however many of you want to contribute to this, that is the amount of time you will end up spending in this mine.
When you say help, are you talking about with like physical mining, or can I help by like...
You can help with your magic.
Okay. And it's the same rate as like physical mining?
Yep.
Okay.
Would strength not affect physical mining at all?
Nope. It's basically you can help them mine by either physically mining or magically mining, whichever your character is better at. So you won't need to make any rolls. I'm just going based on your attributes. Yeah, and basically it's an activity that wastes time, and each person cuts the time in half.
Okay, so I'm going to help with this, but I'm going to pile the rocks that I mine out over here, blocking this direction.
Cool.
While
I'm doing it.
Yeah, Aiden will also help by physically mining with the dwarves.
All right, so Aiden is helping. Or Raggar was helping. Orius, are you helping?
Are we doing shift? Like, if I choose to help, are we helping in shifts, or is it all at once?
You can help in shifts. It doesn't really matter. I'm just asking for the point of reducing the time. Are you going to help or not? You guys can take shifts or roleplay it however you want, but
Yeah. Half the time I stand guard or whatever.
yeah, that's fine.
So we're not approached by attack.
You got it.
Well, actually, while they're mining, Aiden will ask the dwarves about the holy symbol he found, and if these dwarvic runes mean anything to them at all.
Sure. So as you're mining, you're kind of talking to them about it, and they recognize it. You know, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's the holy symbol of this temple. It is a temple to Abathor, and the runes on it actually translate to "Greed is good." That was kind of their motto. They basically they were very greedy, dwarves. They enjoyed their money and things of that nature. So that's kind of where they picked that up from. But at this point, another 10 hours have passed, so it is now about 8 a.m. in the morning. You guys worked through the night. But the path is clear, and you can see the 2 stone doors in front of you leading to what they have kind of told you at this end is probably like a prayer chamber or maybe some sort of storage chamber, but at least probably the final area of their excavation at this point.
Before we approach the doors, Aiden's going to consume another ration.
Okay.
So that'll leave me with 11 rations.
So at this point, the dwarves are going to go forward and they're going to check out the door. And they realize that they don't have the strength to open it. It seems like it's still a little bit jammed from the rocks. So they turn around and ask if you guys would be willing to give it a try.
Say move aside and I'll just charge the door.
Okay. Go ahead and make
This is going to be a solid metal door again, isn't it?
make an athletics check and then a strength check.
Okay. Athletics is 21.
Okay.
Is 20.
Wow.
Okay, cool. So you are able to kind of, as they ask that, they see you kind of getting down in this crouching position, and you say, move. And you just take off. Get it? Move. And you take off, and you're able to nimbly move yourself between them and just go right into this door. And it flies open the other way.
Nice.
I imagine if he failed out of his life check, he would have eventually probably would have just killed one of them.
Or I would have killed myself. Or the other.
There we go. So you have made your way into this chamber, at which point you can see, and there's an alcove in the eastern wall, so over here to your right, that holds the rubble of like a shattered statue. You can kind of tell that maybe it was an image of the one to your left, which there is also an alcove on your west that holds a statue of a dwarf with horns, is what this is. And the statue is kind of like staring, it looks like a greedy stare at this glowing green gem that it's holding in its hands in front of it.
I'd like to walk up and see what's going on with the
Can I
Minotaur.
walk over and like make an Arcana check? See if it's magical.
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check. Does anybody else want to enter the room with them?
I don't also enter the room.
Okay. So you're going up to make an Arcana check. You guys are kind of hanging out.
Arcana is 23.
Okay, you can tell that there is definitely a magic aura or presence to this gem. This is not your normal green gem.
I'd like to sleight of hand the gem.
Okay.
Try and steal it.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
18.
Cool. I would like everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god. You bastard.
25. Not my problem.
Not one.
21.
Oh my god.
Russ, what was yours? A 25?
Yeah. 18 plus 7.
Okay, so as you swipe this gem, you notice almost the instant that it comes off out of his hands and into your hand, it's almost like you just slapped a ball of sand, because it just dissolves as you try and grab it. At which point you see that the statue is also starting to dissolve. So at which point, Raggar, you very quickly realize that this is not a good thing and step back and back into the hallway. Aureus, you as well kind of realize that something's not right. You catch out of the corner of your eye that your thieving buddy, this rogue that you've been with, is made a dash for the door. You also make your way back towards the hallway. Aiden, however, you see this statue and you're like, whoa, it's dissolving. And you're just enthralled. And you take...
Did we heal from that rest, by the way?
Yes.
It feels a long rest, yeah. I'm waiting for him to say some stupid big number.
38 points
Bruh.
of piercing damage as this statue explodes.
Ha, 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 ha. Staying alive. Staying alive. Ha, 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 ha. Your boy's got 1 HP. That hurts you so much, Ragar. I probably would be knocked prone.
Yeah, you can be prone.
I go in there and pick him up and carry him out.
Sure.
You want to make a strength check on that? This man's wearing he's like 300 pounds with chainmail on.
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check.
Natural 20.
Oh, nice.
You just pick this human up and throw it over your shoulder like a sack of potatoes and start walking out.
Come on, buddy.
Thank you.
You were breaking up. What'd you say about the dwarves?
I'm gonna see if the dwarves know any medicine or anything that they can use to heal our buddy.
I would like to go back into the room and look around.
You fucking dickbag.
Cool. So let's do this one at a time. So you walk up. You're asking the dwarves if they can help you in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
At which point, Dazzlin here says, "Well, I've got a potion I can give him." So she uncorks a bottle of a potion that, to you guys, it looks similar to the healing potions that you've had, except it's a much darker, richer color. And she goes ahead and pours it into Aiden's mouth as you're kind of holding him out for her. And you can go ahead and heal. 4, 7, 18 points. All right, so at that point you're a little more sturdy now. You're able to kind of get back to your feet. And she asks you, "Is that does that help? Or you? I hope you can work with that."
It'll have
Yes,
to do.
thank you.
It'll do perfectly well enough for what I'm about to do.
So during this time, Raggar has gone back into the statue room, and you said you wanted to see what was. Take a look in here.
Yeah, I want to see if I maybe missed anything. I kind of darted out and
Yeah, so go ahead and make a perception check.
I rolled 16.
Okay, there is nothing else that you can see. There's maybe some more rubble in the northern alcove that indicates there might have been some sort of like prayer booth or altar of wood here at some point in time, but other than that, you just see these piles where these statues used to be.
Alright, I'm gonna audibly scream, "Damn it!" and turn around and walk back to the group slowly. And then ask if Aiden is okay.
Not responding for about 5 to 6 seconds, Aiden will proceed to literally bring his right hand up and smack Raggar across the back of
No,
his
he fucking won't.
Uh,
You can try.
Aiden, make a strength check. Ragar, make a perception check.
16.
19.
Ragar, take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as Aiden slaps you across the face.
Over the back of his head.
I'd like to
Or to the back of his
withdraw my
head.
daggers.
He thunks you.
Aiden.
You would like to what?
Withdraw my daggers and attack Aiden.
No. Stop. We're
I
having...
don't get why I'm being slapped.
Because you grabbed the orb and it blew up. And so he donked you in the back of the head for 1 point of damage.
That's a pretty understandable reaction after literally almost dying
Well.
from someone else's action.
Okay.
It wasn't even meant to be that hard. It was just to be like, hey, don't do that again. You almost got me killed.
So in a very friendly way, Aiden comes up to Ragar and says, "Hey man, I don't appreciate that. That almost got us killed. How about next time we scope it out? Maybe check it first." And gives you a donk on the back of your head, and you suffer a point of damage. At this point, the dwarves are now looking at you guys and saying, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize what was in there, and we haven't ran into any other traps in this entire dungeon or this entire monastery. I'm really surprised that there was something in this room. That again, I'm so sorry, but I'm glad you're all okay and you're still with us at least.
Hey, it's relative in this instance, but you shouldn't be sorry. If you could have possibly known as much as we were.
Well, but still, I will be more careful in the future, I guess. But I mean, it's disappointing. There's no treasure or anything beyond that. But we thank you for your help, and if you'd like, you can take the rest of our rations, or I've got another of these greater healing potions that I can give you for your help, to help compensate you for your time and your participation.
Yeah, we'll take the greater healing potion.
Cool. So at that point, she goes ahead and she hands you guys a 1 greater healing potion.
Aiden's gonna take that.
Which you can assume is probably what she pushed down your throat earlier.
I think Raggar is pissed at me now.
They're out of earshot. I'm gonna ask Ragar if he's gonna let him do the Arkenstone or not.
What's that?
The thing you swiped off the pedestal.
That
You're
dissolves
gonna
when you try
let
to
the
touch it,
dwarves
didn't you?
see it?
I think
I'm
it's
assuming
dissolved.
they don't know.
No, they don't know about it. I mean, you explained what happened, but they had no clue.
Wait, so did he actually grab it? I thought it dissolved when he tried to grab it.
Yeah, when he tried to grab it, it dissolved into dust, and that's what triggered the explosion.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought it was a.
No, it was just a trap.
I didn't get it. I didn't get anything from it.
Yeah,
It was just a trap.
yeah, it was just a trap, is all it was.
Are the runes on this symbol worth anything? The holy symbol of Avarok?
They told you that it translates to greed is good. It's basically just the motto.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I just-
of Abathor.
Okay. Alright.
Kinda looks like we're done here unless we want to go kill that slime.
I think I've had enough fun with slimes for today.
Okay, so are you all headed back out of the temple?
Yeah.
Cool. So I will move all of you real quick here. All right, so you guys go ahead and you walk back out. You can see the dwarves are already kind of packing up, and they looked at you guys and they said, thank you again for all of your help. It was great. I'm glad that we were able to finish this project. We've still got a little cleaning up to do, but we might be able to fix this place up and maybe bring back some dwarves and maybe reestablish the village that was out front. But that's for a future project. It's time for us to return and restock and maybe get some more bodies out here to help us. Again, I really appreciate all of your assistance. And please feel free to come back anytime. I'm sure we'll be here for quite a while trying to restore this place, and if things go well, we may call it home as well.
Out of character. We already warned them about the dragon, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. We still need to collect a note or something that's saying that we actually did it.
You don't have to for this one.
They're returning to town, aren't they? Is that way?
Yeah.
Okay. I truly do hope the best for you all, and hope that what this settlement once was, you all can make it even better.
Oh, absolutely. That's the goal.
Anyone else has anything to say, we can start heading back.
Time to go spy on the old lady.
Cool. So, as you guys are leaving the temple, you start to hear some sounds coming from in front of you. It sounds like guttural screams or yelling or something not quite humanoid. There's definitely something going on the other side of the wall. And that's where we'll end for now.
Oh. Old lady going down. Should have fired me, carrier.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I was really hoping.
Good. We got a lot done in like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Raggar, how you feeling over there?
Oh, I'm good.
Oh man. Yeah, that was good. You guys flew through it. Actually, I'm really surprised that you didn't fight the other jelly, but like after you rested, not before.
I'm like, no, I'm not fucking with that. I'm not doing it.
Well, you just left it to these dwarves that'll probably eventually accidentally stumble into it.
Sounds like not my problem.
Oh man.
We killed one already.
Oh man. Yeah, that was good. I'm gonna end the stream, so I'll be back in just a moment. Alrighty, guys. That is it for us tonight. That was a good time. Tried to leave it on a cliffhanger, make you want to come back. Yeah, just quick updates. We are back to normal stream schedule starting Monday. So Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Catch us here on the Beaker Show. We will probably be playing some RuneScape, some other stuff, just kind of having fun. Oh my gosh, I think my desktop audio was muted that whole time I came back. So, well, that fucking sucks. Well, we'll figure that out. Oh well. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for spending your Saturday with me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Sunday. And we will catch you Monday. So we'll see you next time on The Beaker Show.